How's it diddling there, Jojo? Wife's still giving you crap about that hammock. Hello and welcome to Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy,
And I'm Daniel.
and a couple new episodes of What We Do in the Shadows finally dropped.
Yes, sir. First 3 of season 6.
So good.
So good.
Like, I'm really pissed off that they're ending the show,
Yes.
and like reading into why. It's like just because the dude who runs the studio is just like, it was time.
Which is crazy because it's on such a good trajectory right now.
It's really pissing me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, first 3 episodes really good.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for that show to end and then just to know that that's it. It's done.
Yeah. And what aggravates me is that the guy running it, I don't think he like gets it
Yeah.
because he's saying that Guillermo is the main character.
Guillermo's
He's
not
like
great.
he's the only lead. That's not accurate at
No,
all.
Not
like
even close.
it's a quintet for sure. Like it's everyone kind of doing their own thing,
Yeah.
but no. I'm so freaking bummed that it's ending
Yeah.
because this season definitely still holds the magic of every other season.
So, yeah, it does. Yeah, the first 3 episodes.
I was worried that
We're
with the
not a
last
letdown.
season we're
Yeah.
going to be like peter off and they weren't going to care.
Yeah.
Now they still care.
Yeah, they care.
It's still
Yeah,
just
it's
as
really
good.
solid writing.
It's so fun.
It is so fun.
I love all the little zingers.
So do I.
Like every
Endless
line.
one-liners.
Endless.
Endless one-liners.
Yeah. I can't
It's like The
stop.
Office on crack.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like The Office but like no holds barred
Yeah.
for adults.
For adults, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to miss. I was hoping that at some point they would bring back Jackie Daytona because he's the reason for the name of this channel.
Yeah.
Like Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
Immediately had me. And I was racking my brain for weeks trying to figure out like a good title to a YouTube channel. And I just was like, you know what? I live in Tucson, was born in Tucson. Jackie Daytona is my freaking hero.
Yeah.
It's got to be Tucson, Arizona.
No, it works.
At some point, who knows? You know, the name might change or something. Because I thought of a few creative ones, but they were taken.
Yeah.
And what really sucks is when they're taken by like small channels.
Yeah.
I'm like, who hasn't posted videos in forever?
Yeah.
I'm like, you bastards,
No,
dude.
it's a bummer.
Like originally, I wanted to name it Tangentially Speaking
Yeah, you told me that.
because that's all I do. It's all I do.
Yeah.
It's just, every episode is a tangent.
Yeah.
So like so I've got family I don't see very often or don't talk to very often. I come from a pretty weird family spread throughout this land. And so my sister the other day, I reached out to her. We're talking back and forth. And I guess my aunt had told her that I do a YouTube channel. What's up, Holmes?
Not much. I just saw this really funny video about a collage of people trying smelling salts.
Not right now. I'll check it out later. It's my favorite thing to do to people, smelling salts, because I got some strong ass smelling
Yeah.
salts. But I guess my aunt told her that I do a YouTube channel, and she
Really?
was like, "What is it? Let me find out. I want to see it." And I guess she very briefly, her and a friend used to have a channel.
Oh, okay.
So I let her know. I was like, "Hey, yeah, it's mostly just talking about movies and TV shows. Like, there's no real topic. We talk about whatever. Just so far, it's been a lot of movies and TV." And she goes, "Holy crap, that's what we did. Was talking about movies and TV shows." But I guess her buddy like had a bunch of issues, like personal issues they had to deal with
Yeah.
or whatever. So it ended. And I was like, well, if you watch this show, there's no rhyme or reason. Like shit goes off the handle real quick,
Yeah, it
almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like we kind of circle back to things,
For the most part.
but generally we'll start talking about something and then someone will feel a certain way
Yeah.
and we'll just run
Yeah.
through the forest. She was like, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Like she's like, that's what makes it feel authentic. So if you're watching this, Susie, this one's for you. But yeah, dude, Jackie Daytona is my absolute favorite freaking character.
Yeah.
What's yours? I know what it is.
Favorite
but for
character?
them, yeah.
Colin Robinson.
Why Colin Robinson?
Dude, the character is so well, and like now that I was introduced to the show by you,
Yep.
and then just to give a little brief history on my relationship with the show. So I watched the show in its entirety once, immediately fell in love with it, watched it 2 more times, and then finally watched the movie. and then came back to the show to get ready for the new season that just came out, and I fell in love with Colin's character when I first watched the show, like so much. Just how goofy he is, and like the idea
dry.
of an energy vampire, dry humor, the slapstick stuff, like just very
What's up,
like
boners?
yeah, yeah, so goofy, like shit that you would never say, but now I say all the time because he says it, so I have to say it, and there's something about his character that just it has a direct line to my funny bone. Like everything he says is funny to me.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
Like I'm not no disagreement here.
yeah,
For me, it's Laszlo.
yeah.
Like same exact thing. dude.
Laszlo's, but I respect it. I get.
No, no,
I
and
love
I get
Laszlo,
and I
yeah.
and I get why Colin.
Yeah.
What cracks me up though is that.
What's up, boners?
So, I know that's the one that gets me. What's up,
That's
boners?
so funny.
No one. It seems like he needed more Updog.
Kind of smells like Updog in here.
I just
I like
found
how
out
he
what this
tries
means.
he tries that for the whole episode, and then finally he reincarnates his dead grandmother
To do
just
it.
to do the up dog. And then she does it. She goes, "What's up, dog?" And he goes, "Nothing much. What's up with you?" And then he's like, "All right, you got to go." And he blows the candle out. She disappears.
Well, because no one would give him the
It's
payoff
so
he was
funny.
looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah. All he wanted was somebody to say, "What's up, dog?"
And it's rare that he ever wants anything.
Yeah.
He just wants to annoy the piss out
Yeah.
everyone around him.
Laszlo, name that tune, or Nandor, name that tune. I made it up.
Dude, when he goes and when he filibusters at the local
City council?
council
So funny.
and just gets him on,
Yeah.
on like all this legislation, but like he's just reciting what the legislation means.
Yeah.
First off,
He does the Webster's on the Bird's Dictionary definition of it, of ordinance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, first off, if we're going to talk about city ordinance, we need to discuss what is an
What
ordinance.
is an ordinance? Yeah, dude. His character is just so funny to me.
Oh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
I'm
It's
fine.
all right.
It's all right. It's all right. He's so great.
Yeah, it's-
And every
if
episode
you
that
don't
he-
mind being in a room that smells like butt wind, I mean, whatever.
Yeah. And every episode that he's like more forward in are some of my favorite episodes. I mean, Colin's promotion is my all-time favorite episode.
Followed immediately by my
Followed
favorite episode.
immediately by your favorite episode. Yeah.
On the Run.
Yep.
Yep.
Great.
Jackie
That was the first
Daytona.
episode you ever showed me because I watched. So I went out of order really.
Yeah,
heavy
you
with
did
it
right
'cause
out the gate.
You first showed me that episode.
Yeah, on the
Because
run.
you had been talking to, I told you, I think, I can't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought up the fact that, like, I had never seen it, but I had heard from a
I
lot
had
of
mentioned
people.
it. I'd asked. I don't remember what we were talking about. I mean, clearly it was movies or TV shows
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, "Hey, you need to watch this show.
Yeah,
Like, have you ever seen it?" And you're like, "No, I've never seen it." I was like, "You need to watch it."
yeah,
And then I started just like one-lining, just riffing one-lines because
Yeah.
I can't help it. And now you know exactly why I
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Like, you just can't help it. And then you sat down and watched On the Run with me.
Yep.
And then you were off
Went
to the
from there,
races on.
And
Yeah.
I started it all the way from the beginning.
Yeah.
So good. It's a great show.
Doing Colin's got
Well,
hair.
and like something else that's a part of that show that I think I've told this with you before, but like I've had multiple people over the years tell me to watch it,
Yeah.
and I've always been like, nah, it's not for me. Like I just really avoided it, and I don't really know why I did. I don't know
Yeah,
if like
it
it
just
was the
happens
name.
sometimes.
Sometimes it just happens, but I was like, no, I'm not interested in it. And then you really convinced me because I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then we watched that one episode, and I was like, all right, yeah, I get this.
Yeah, because I kept saying like, "I'm Jackie Daytona," and like
Yeah.
quoting lines from that episode.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Dude, what? Like, what's going on here?" And because I'm such a child, since I introduced your mom to that show,
Mhm.
because I never thought she'd be into it. So I watched the first like 4 episodes or whatever, or 3 or 4 episodes or seasons. I mean, without her.
Mm-hmm.
And then a newest season had come out, and I was like, "I'm watching this. Like, if you want to watch it, you can." And she immediately was like, "What is this?" Like, she just couldn't help but fall in love with the characters.
It's so hard not to.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, like last night watching going through. I'm just kind of rewatching them,
Yeah.
and everything that Nadia says like immediately gets a huge laugh out of your mom.
Yeah.
Like every it's just like
She's
I
hilarious.
shouldn't laugh at that.
Yeah.
Because then she goes, I shouldn't be laughing at that. I'm like, that's exactly what you should be doing.
Exactly.
Is laughing at this insane
It's a comedy
stuff
yeah,
that
you're
she's
supposed to laugh.
She's meant to be all these characters are meant to be way over the top.
Yes.
And the most ridiculous version of any character you could ever think
Yeah.
of. Like
Yeah.
so like but she kept just laughing like bellows from her soul every time Nadja said anything.
Yeah.
She's like, that's so ridiculous. I'm like, I know. Isn't it great? But anyway, so she fell in love with it. But that one dude, just the Jackie Daytona,
Yeah.
like that character. And I already loved Laszlo, but then Tucson never gets love.
No.
Like in movies and TV
Not
show.
really.
Like nothing ever happens. Like Arizona gets some love.
Yeah.
But like 310 to Yuma, it's one of the biggest
Yeah.
westerns of all time. And then they did the remake, and everyone's like, "Oh, Yuma!" It's like, dude, Yuma
Tombstone.
fucking sucks. Tombstone's amazing. They get a lot of love,
Yeah.
but they're an hour that way,
Yeah.
or 45 minutes that way. Like, and I love it, and it's one of my favorite motorcycle runs. But
Me too.
Tucson, dude, Tucson just doesn't get the love.
Yeah. It's true.
And even like right now in the political landscape, like Texas and California are the only two states that ever get talked about for being borders. It's like, dude, I'm half
You
an
forget
hour from the
that-
freaking border.
yeah.
Like I'm closer than any of these other places that are being complained about. Like I'm just as close or closer.
Yeah.
Fentanyl is the cheapest in the entire nation
In Tucson.
in Tucson.
Mhm.
This is the gateway for the rest of the nation, Tucson. So I just was like, come on, man, Tucson's getting no love.
Yeah.
So when he goes, she's like, you say you're from Tucson, but you talk all British fancy like. So this is the way we talk in Tucson, Arizona. Like I immediately like that touched me here.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Tucson's getting some love.
Yeah.
And it's from my favorite character.
Yeah.
Like,
From your favorite show.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm hooked. Like, it was just kind of a slam dunk for me.
Yeah.
Like, so I started digging out like Arizona themed things. I was like, all right, I'm
No, I
gonna
get it.
slowly build up the Arizona stuff.
I get it.
And I wasn't sure if it was going to be out here or in the house, which is why I put the logo on my marquee in there.
Okay.
That's when I decided this was the name of the channel. I went in there and put that on the marquee, and it's been there since. The Tucson,
okay.
Arizona.
Yeah.
That way, if that was the background for like a multi-person episode, that's where we'd be.
Yeah.
And then the name was kind of in the background.
Cool.
I've thought about moving the marquee in here, but we use it for everything.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't feel like taking it down. But anyways, like, yeah, it's nice to see Tucson getting some love. And I think that's
Yeah, it
why I
is.
love that so much.
Yeah. It's fun.
But dude, those characters, the stuff they say,
Yeah.
the one-liners are just the best.
You're right though. They're so eccentric and over the top and like the biggest characters of themselves that they could be that it makes it just that much funnier. Like I've already tried to turn people onto the show, and one of which is my buddy in Montana, and he watched the first 2 episodes and was like, I don't like it. And I was like, how do you not like this?
Yeah.
And then I rewatched the first 2 episodes, and they're not the best ones,
yeah.
but it's such a good like ripper in, like it really pulls you in.
It's definitely, I can see it being an acquired taste,
Okay.
but I mean, I feel like
I feel like
like he of all people would have been able to enjoy it.
this was my exact thinking.
Like,
Like I feel like if anybody that enjoys any sort of comedic timed thing, that they would love this show.
Yeah.
Because it's littered with
well, like,
great
I
comedian
mean, because I
beats.
know who you're talking about, and
Yeah.
Step Brothers, like he's all about that.
yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I don't know? Maybe it's just who he is today.
I don't know.
Maybe some changes have happened
I don't
in
know.
his life.
It really
and-
bummed me out though, dude. It really bummed me out.
So, like when I found the movie, it was very obscure, and I had seen one reference to it.
Uh-huh.
And, like I didn't even see like a scene. I saw something online that was a reference to it, and I was like, "Swearwolves," because it was a reference to Swearwolves,
Mm.
and I was like, "The hell is that from?" So I just started googling Swearwolves because I thought it sounded kind of fascinating. I was like, "Well, that sounds kind of fun, like a fun pun."
Mhm.
And then I found the movie. And I was like, the hell, I'm chilling. I'm like, I got nothing else to do. I'll put it on. And I love This Is Spinal Tap. Like
Mhm.
there are some really good like, mockumentaries. And that's exactly what this was.
Yeah.
And done very well. Even though I can't stand what Taika Waititi is currently doing to the Marvel industry, like all the Marvel studios, what he did to Thor, like he doesn't give a damn about anyone else's mythos. So to hell with him. But the movie's fun. Like I really loved that movie.
Yeah, it was really fun.
The movie has fallen down a few pegs for me since the show,
I agree.
but when that movie came out, I watched it a lot.
I kept waiting for Colin Robinson to show up the whole time.
The whole time.
I was waiting for him.
Yeah, it's the prequel.
I
Like
know.
they definitely whoever came up with the idea of Colin,
Of the energy vampire.
dude,
Yeah.
like chef's
Genius,
kiss,
genius.
because that is such a real
So
thing.
genius.
Like I never once believed vampires could be real.
No.
Energy vampires do exist,
Yeah.
and I've worked with them. Like
And a
that.
lot of them are in politics.
Oh, dude, so many are in
According to
politics.
Colin, a lot of them are in
Oh
politics.
yeah, no, for sure, especially local politics. You know they're in local politics, but you can't be at the big boy level.
I'm holding up a finger indicating to hold on a minute.
Dude, Colin is so great. Yeah, I wasted my first 100 years of my life. Tomorrow, starting over.
Starting tomorrow. I'm going to be a new man. My new motto is young, dumb, and full of cum. And he's in bed farting the
Yeah.
whole time. Yeah.
So yeah,
Can I get a diet ginger ale for my tummy?
yeah. This is the thing that came out of Colin Robinson.
Yeah.
I don't call him Colin because he's his own person.
I just call him boy.
Boy,
Boy.
this hat is not cursed. Dude, that is probably my second favorite.
That's a solid one. That's a solid one.
That is still one of my favorite images when he was like, "You like my hat, right?" And then the bookshelf falls on him,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the hat." And then he falls through the floor.
Yeah.
This hat is not cursed. It's all the little
Hat is
things,
bloody cursed.
dude.
I like how often the hat comes up too.
Oh,
and
dude, it's a
and
recurring thing.
Naja's always like shutting it down. Like, you better fucking not.
Get that book for me next to my grandfather's ashes. Now go downstairs and get my leather witch's skin hat. Don't you fucking dare.
So good.
Dude, the Sklar brothers doing an appearance
Sklar
in
Brothers
there.
is awesome.
Yeah, what was that? What was the name of that show in the show?
Flip that house.
Flip That House. Yeah, the Sklar brothers trying to be like
Or
the
go
twins.
flip yourself.
Or go flip yourself.
Yeah, go flip yourself.
Yeah, and they'd show up to revamp the house for you, and you can decide if you're gonna keep it or not or whatever.
I love the final reveal of
Dude,
it.
the golden toilet.
Yeah.
Like he's making all these big promises.
Yeah.
There's a room for your hats.
Yeah. I like the ending reveal of that when they go through the house.
So good, dude.
And they're like barely show, like they just added like
They like
trinkets
hung
and
a few
shit.
things
Yeah.
from the tree that's laying in the middle of the house. Yeah.
But they redid the attic and
Dude, the attic was
and the
baller.
bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nandor's wife locks him out.
We're gonna have a lot of windows with some natural light. And Laszlo's like, ooh.
Dude, Laszlo was so in.
Yeah.
Like he was just,
Where'd you get those clothes at, Laszlo?
what these?
Yeah,
He goes,
he's
you
got
see
the-
my Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the show's sponsored by Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So he's got like all his Milwaukee gear.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, so great. And he's like, yeah, a lot of natural light. He's like, ooh, yeah.
As a
like,
vampire.
Reality
Yeah.
just leaves him.
Yeah.
He's so starstruck by
Yeah.
these dudes
Yeah.
because he'd been watching them. Oh, you know, that's a load-bearing wall. They didn't catch that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Then he says it.
yeah,
Oh, I
he's
spoke
like,
too soon.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Oh man.
Dude, when young Colin,
I
is-
love Baby Colin Robinson.
dude, when he's singing all the songs,
So good.
like got him
so
up there
funny.
tap
Him
dancing.
as a teenager too, dude. Oh my god.
Oh,
Those
grumpy.
those 2 episodes that you get with him as a teenager are so fun.
Good.
Yeah, he's so he plays that. I can't remember if I've seen the guy that plays Colin Robinson in other things, but I feel like I have.
Let's find out.
But he plays the teenage role so well. Like he's so funny as a person. Like I'm surprised that like again, comes back to like the whole cancellation of the show. I can't for the life of me figure out why when everybody on it is such a star.
So let's see. I guess he was in Better Call Saul at some point.
Oh, really?
Looks like he does a lot of voiceover work. A bunch of stuff I've never even heard of. Yeah, dude, I haven't heard of like anything he's been in other than Better Call Saul. Exploding Kittens. So I guess that's coming out on Netflix. Or I guess it just came out in July.
Exploding Kittens.
Yeah. God and the Devil Trapped in Cat Bodies.
Okay.
Okay. Dream Core LLC. It's from 2016 to 2020. Better Call Saul. Decker Unclassified. On Cinema at the Cinema. After the Shadows. 10-Year-Old Tom.
We got to watch that After the Shadows.
Right. AP Bio. Apollo Gauntlet. Comrade Detective. Animal Practice. Oh, that's the dude who played Uncle Andy in Weeds. All right. Selfie. It's a movie in 2014. With what's it? Harold from Harold and Kumar. Whose name I can't remember right now. Ancestry, Resurrection, What We Do in the Shadows, and Destility Tom. I don't know what the hell that is. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. It doesn't look like he's been doing a bunch. He looks weird with hair.
Does he?
Yeah. Dude, there's no way that's him. I would not pick him out of a lineup.
That doesn't look like him at all.
Right? But that's him. Let's see. Mark Prosh is an American comedian, actor, and screenwriter. He is best known for his roles as Colin Robinson in the FX What We Do in the Shadows.
That picture did not look like him.
Dude, right? What We Do in the Shadows. Daniel Price Wormwald in AMC's Better Call Saul. And Nate Nickerson in NBC's The Office. Oh, fuck, dude, he was in The Office. It's been so long since I've watched The Office.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Marcus,
I do remember him in The Office. He works in the warehouse, and he plays a very similar character to Colin.
okay. He's from Wisconsin.
Like very dim-witted.
So that is very
He's
much
the
his
one-
accent.
He's the one where Michael buys somebody a gift downstairs, and he gets the gift, and he puts him. He's like, oh, cashmere, and they're like cashmere gloves that go up to the elbow.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you shouldn't have. That was him.
Okay, dude, it has been a long time since I've watched that. I'm gonna have to. I've thought about rewatching The Office a lot,
I'll watch it with you.
but dude, I've got so many shows I'm still watching.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see, and we
got to figure out where to watch The
I
Office
think I've
at
only
now.
watched 2 seasons. I think I watched the first 2 seasons of Better Call Saul, and then maybe I don't know. Maybe I watched the 3rd or part of the 3rd.
Okay.
It was a great show, but then life got hectic because that's when, like, around the time I found the house and then was dealing with buying the house, and then just the house kind of took priority, and then the world ended like 2 months after I bought my house. So then it was work, and trying to work on the house. So a lot of stuff fell off. Like all the games on my phone that I've had now for 3 phones in a row, I haven't played since the night I found the listing for this house.
Really?
Your mom has played most of them because she downloaded a bunch of the same games on both of our phones.
Yeah.
So if she ran out of lives on hers, she'd just grab my phone and keep playing. But like everything just kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you've been here for some of it, like then the gym build, and then rifle builds, and then truck builds, and it's just been like one project after another that. So I just kind of fell off. A lot of stuff just kind of fell off my radar.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. But then trying to keep up with stuff, dude. There's so many movies and TV shows. You can't keep up these days.
It's impossible. That's why I rewatch shit so often.
Do me too. That's
Yeah.
all I've been doing
Yeah.
for a while now. Like there hasn't been anything really good
Yeah.
coming out.
The only 2 shows that I'm consistent with right now are From and Penguin.
Yeah.
There's only 2 that I'm watching.
Dude, from
I caught up, by the way. I watched the Penguin episodes.
did you?
Yeah.
They're good, huh?
Yeah, they were good.
They were really good, man. Watching her like get framed by her
Yeah.
dad and then her whole family.
Yeah.
Like, spoiler alert, if you're not watching Penguin, start watching Penguin.
Penguin's really good.
And if you're behind, end now, because we're going to just drop some bombshells and probably keep walking because we're not going to get into like deep dives. But because that's not just. So unfortunately, that's not how we've done anything yet so far. But watching her start to put together stuff and show that she actually gives a damn, like when she finds out these girls are being killed, she actually cares. And the moment she confronts her dad, or she goes back and meets with that girl, everything would have been fine except she snapped on Penguin. And she yelled at him and disrespected him and proved to him that what he thought the relationship they had wasn't worth a damn.
Yeah.
So he's like, screw it. Like, even when she goes, Oz, what are you doing inside? Like, it's such a good little throwaway line that, like, in and of itself shouldn't matter that much. But coming from her,
Yeah.
it's like, really, like, you're proving you don't give a damn about him. And he thought you guys, like, had a friendship. He thought he had your respect. And you proved you don't respect him. So then when, like, watching her go through all the crap she had to go through, it was like, all right, yeah. Like, I've heard this before. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that scientifically, the same things that'll make in testing that'll make a crazy person sane are the same things that'll make a sane person crazy.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
like, they ran her through the loony bin for all those years, and she got out. Like, you can definitely see why. Now, I was expecting her to burn the house down with everyone in it. What she did was more creative, but mechanically speaking, I think they were hoping that people don't work in HVAC to watch her disconnect what she did, because she had that exhaust from an industrial grade boiler in the house going into a supply registered in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, you would want that, like, in a different location, because she did it in a register, not like the main trunk line. So I was just like, okay, that's kind of silly, but whatever. Just one of those things that I know about that I caught on. Like, it's not really how that would work very well, because you're going to have positive pressure pushing against all of that the whole time. Anyways, she's very successful. It's just one of those little things
HVAC
that
issues.
kind of bothered me.
It's probably just aesthetically pleasing.
Well, I mean, in theory, it makes sense. You'd have to be bellowing out a lot of exhaust, though.
Yeah.
And that's a big piece of house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's possible. But I think someone might have caught on a little earlier. But, hey, it's cool. She succeeded. I do like the fact that when she dumped out the money after taking out the dude, the guy, like, slowly reaches forward for the money, and he looks at her, and she kind of looks at him, and he's like, Mrs. whatever the hell her goofy last name is, because it's kind of Hikante.
Hikante.
Yeah, so giant.
Yeah.
It's like, Miss Hikante. She just kind of nods. And he, like, scoops up a brick of cash, and then everyone just, like, swarms in like
all
freaking
the
vultures.
I like it being in all the blood too.
Oh yeah, all
blood
the
money.
blood money. Yeah.
Symbolism.
So, yep. So
yeah, she ended that dude so fucking quick too. That was crazy.
yeah. Well, she wanted to, but she needed to find out where the cash was.
Yeah.
And, like, lull him in, because he's a greedy bastard and he's all about power. Like, she played him well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, on the one hand, I am sick and tired of getting, like, Batman related shows and movies without Batman.
Yeah.
This is very much a crime drama.
Yeah. It's more of a, you've said it before, it's more of a mob movie, a mob show.
It really is.
Yeah.
I would love it
A better version of The Sopranos.
Yeah. I would love it at some point if you got a little taste of some Gotham action.
Yeah.
You know, like, you've got...
It might happen.
Dude, where the hell's Gordon?
Yeah.
Like, you think Gordon would be, like, investigating some of this? His whole thing was the mob.
Yeah.
Like, that's his cases. He's always investigating the mob. So you think you'd get somebody to fill in those shoes.
Very based around Penguin.
Yeah. Which would be fine, but, like, it's a great show. I do love it very much. But as a comic book nerd, it's getting kind of annoying and boring seeing because we've talked about this and you're not aware because I know you haven't seen it. But this is another origin story to a character And it's the second origin story in the last 10 years of the Penguin.
Yeah.
Gotham circles around the beginning of Jim Gordon and young Bruce Wayne
Okay.
and a young Oz growing up, and like, but in this case he was the underboss, like he was like a subordinate to Fish Mooney, which is a different character by Will Smith's terrible, god awful, bald ass wife, Jada. So she's Fish Mooney in it. But it's another origin story of Oz. There's a lot of stuff with him and his mom. He's got the goofy leg. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, the show is fantastic, and Colin is doing an amazing job as the Penguin. But it's like, okay, can we just get to the point where he's the fucking dude already?
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling the show's going to drag out for 3 or 4 years and then end, like, as he's becoming the crime boss of Gotham.
Yeah.
It's like, I would like this to kind of pace
pace
up a
to
bit.
click
Like,
up,
let's just get to it already. We're starting to run some stuff. Like, he's still just him. He's got a couple of his boys, and that is it.
Yeah.
At what point are
Peddling petty drugs.
Yeah, like, at what point are we going to get to where he's the big dog?
Yeah.
Because his character is actually from a very wealthy family.
Yeah.
Can we just, I don't know. I've got a few things that I think are going to be problems in the future for the show that are going to annoy me and have people slowly fall off from watching it, because right now it's getting nothing but great reviews, as it should. It's a great show. I just have a bad feeling it's going to do this very slow build, and at the end of season 1, which is probably only going to be, I think, 10 episodes, it's going to be real slow. You're going to be like, oh, well, what the hell? He hasn't gained any ground. All he's done is piss off everybody. I mean, because we're already, 6 episodes in?
Something like that, yeah.
5 or 6?
5 or 6,
And,
I think 6.
like, and we're still, like, it feels like it's only been, like, 2 weeks
Yeah.
in this entire story. So it's like, okay, this is cool, but...
It is very slowly paced.
Yeah, and that's fine for a show with 24 episodes in a season.
Yeah.
It's not okay when you've only got 10.
Yeah.
So now what? You're going to have 4 years of show, and it's only going to take up like 6 months of time?
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of annoying.
No, I hear you.
And how are they supposed to link this in? Because in theory, this is all supposed to tie back into the next Batman movie, which I think comes out next year, like end of next year, something like that. It's like, how is all this going to tie in? Because this feels like very low stakes. Like, it's high stakes for the people involved. But at this point, it feels like a lot of petty squabbling from people who don't have a lot of power, is how it feels.
Okay.
Like the Falcone family and the Maronis, like, one's running everything from prison. Neither one of them have seemed to have had a lot of muscle. Like, and she just offed an entire family of crime bosses. And in that room, there was only like 18 dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and the Penguin's got one guy.
That's it.
And then he's got like 3 of his boys that were there in that house when they had the Maroni son.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a really fun show. It's very well done, but it's feeling kind of slow.
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
I would like to see some more.
Pace.
How does he get in charge? How does he become the big dog?
Yeah.
Because he has to wipe the other 2 families off the map in order to become the big dog.
Yeah.
How is he going to do that? He seems so terrified of everything. Like, every time he turns around, he's like, I don't know. He's sure of himself to a degree, and then full of just insecurities.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, where's the like angry, vicious killer?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm getting kind of confused as to how I'm supposed to feel about the guy.
Yeah.
Because they just keep showing his like
Softer side.
Yeah. It's like, well, where's the like vicious side of him? Where's the Danny DeVito side of him?
Yeah.
Because that dude was like biting off noses of the mayor and shit.
Yeah. I was literally going to ask you what you thought of Danny DeVito's Penguin.
I crushed it, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Terrified me as a kid.
Terrifying.
I was like, oh, this is so dark. I mean, as I got older, I loved it more and more and more. And Christopher Walken's role crushed.
Yeah.
Obviously, Catwoman was just,
yeah.
I can,
Smoke show.
yeah. So, and aged very well.
Yeah.
She's aged very well.
Yes.
Um,
Good genetics.
Yep. I've always wanted one of the film posters from that movie when they were running it and doing all the promotion stuff. There was a film poster of her in the cat suit,
Oh, cool.
like on the bed. And I was like, damn, I want one of those.
Yeah.
And they're out there. I just haven't gotten one yet.
Gotcha.
But at some point, I'd love to have one. But yeah, I loved that movie. I did not care for the following couple of movies very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were kind of talking about the Keaton stuff a week
Yeah, a
or
little
two
bit.
ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Penguin's great.
Saw a great
From-
video of Schwarzenegger and DeVito on stage, like accepting an award or giving out an award or something. And they were talking about their times as their characters in Batman. And they were like, yeah, who killed you? And they were like, that guy. And then it points to Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton's just like super stoic and just doesn't move at all. And they're like, yeah, he threw me out of a window. He killed me with the one thing that was like detrimental to me. He was like, love. It was just they were crapping on Keaton, and he was right there in the front row, just very stoic, yeah. Very Batman-esque. It was funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it popped up
Just
in my
channeling
feed.
Bruce.
Yeah, it popped up in my feed.
You know, Arnie.
Did you watch that video that I sent you?
I haven't had a chance
Ah,
to.
damn.
I've been so
I
nonstop,
really wanted to
dude.
talk about it right now.
This is one you sent me yesterday.
Yeah,
Is it short?
yeah, it's a short.
All right.
It's like
let's
30
see.
seconds.
Yeah, I saw you sent it, but yesterday was nonstop with everything.
No, I
And
know.
then
I remember.
Today I'm like freaking brain dead. Let's see, just so I don't get. That is great, dude.
Isn't that gold? It's spinning on its side. It's on the roof.
So there's a tornado rolling through. Nah, man, I wish I'd have got to see this earlier. I'm glad you got to watch me watch it.
You're welcome.
So Chevy being a Chevy. So I'm a Chevy man through and through. Can't really read it, but I got Chevrolet tattooed across my forearm. And all of my stuff in this on this property are all Chevys. So I'll play you the audio, and it's just a short.
There's a fucking truck. It just flipped over. It's spinning on its side. Landed on its fucking wheels. Andy, go ahead. And it drove the fuck off. That's the best Chevrolet commercial ever. Oh my god, like a fucking rock. Oh my god.
It sounds
That
like
guy is so hyped up.
it sounds like a less Boston. Damn it! I can see his face. I just blanked his damn name. I can see his face, and I had it when he was yelling. Bill Burr. He
Bill
sounds
Burr.
like a Bill Burr who's not from Boston.
Yeah.
Like when he's
Very fired
starts
up.
yelling.
You're very fired up.
Yeah, so a red Chevy pickup truck gets hit in the middle of a tornado, and it flips it on its side and spins the truck on its side, and then it flips back over on its wheels, and then it drives off. And this dude is amped about it.
That's the best Chevrolet commercial you've ever seen.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I saw
I'm going to
it.
show that to everybody.
I saw it and I was like, oh my god! And then I immediately
Do you
was
imagine
like,
being
landing.
in that, dude?
So gnarly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Like,
being in the Chevy.
would you have the wherewithal to, like, when you're on your wheels again, to just
drive
goose it?
off? Yeah.
Or would you just be like, doing all these
Dude,
numbers, just
honestly,
shaking uncontrollably?
I have no idea. I don't know where I would be.
Me neither. Like,
It's a gnarly thing to think about.
I've been through my fair share, your fair share, and someone else's fair share of car accidents. None of them my fault. I've said this before on this channel. I've been T-boned a lot. I've been rear-ended a lot. I've been in rollovers. Like, I've been in one insane rollover. And because I was never in the driver's seat for most of these, I was always like fine and just kind of like ready to
Shaken up.
whatever.
yeah.
So I don't know what it's like being in the driver's seat for that.
Mhm.
Now I've always, I've driven crazy my entire life, like out having a good time. rock crawling, sliding through the mud, like everything. I've done it all. Fishtailing. But I've never been. I hate tornadoes. I'm very against Oklahoma, and I got a lot of family in Oklahoma. I have spent a lot of time in Oklahoma throughout my life. I've been around tornadoes. I've been in a basement while a tornado was rolling through the property. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like, it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
I'm not a fan of tornadoes, and I shit talk Oklahoma and the rest of the Midwest ruthlessly because of it. You've heard some of it.
Yeah.
So my brother owns property in Oklahoma. He's still here in Arizona for the time being, but he owns it there. I've got cousins there. I've got uncles there. I've got all kinds of family there. And I will never understand why someone would choose to live in a place that gets hit by tornadoes.
We've talked about this.
We've now had 2 movies
Yeah.
that do a really good job of showing the devastation that
Yeah.
happens to that, and you choose to live there.
Yeah.
Like, my heart goes out to all of the people that have been getting hit by hurricanes. I've talked about this, I think, on here too.
Yep.
Like, I've lived on an island that gets hit by freaking hurricanes every year in the Gulf Coast. It sucks. I live in Arizona. How many
Yeah.
hurricanes, tsunamis,
Tornadoes.
and earthquakes do we get?
0.
None. You know what we got? We got big ass spiders.
Yep.
And for the most part, they all leave you alone.
Yeah. Gila monsters.
There might be one living in here, and it freaks me out every time something touches my legs in here. But otherwise, so there are some wolf spiders, but typically they leave people the hell alone. Tarantulas are chill. They're super cool. I picked them up and had them walk on my
Yeah,
arms.
they're fun.
Out in the desert, out in the wild, they're chill. Gila monsters exist. They're pretty rare to see,
Yeah.
though. Like,
I've only ever seen one.
I've seen 3 or 4 in my entire life.
Yeah, I've only seen one.
Like, in the wild, and they were always quick. I was
Yeah.
always driving by them. Now, when I was a kid, I didn't understand because I was only like 9. We were coming back from the drop zone, so the skydiving center that we pass every freaking week, and going to my dad's house. So we were going up Silverbell, and we were in a Camaro. So we had an IROC Z at the time, and we're cruising, and my dad's just bombing along. Great day of skydiving, headed home, and he like slows way down, and he's like, gets all excited and animated. I'm like, what's going on? He goes, there's this big old Gila monster in the road. And I was like, okay, like, means nothing to me.
Yeah.
And we turn around, and then he pulls over, like, across the street from it and a good clip away. Like, we're not near it. But he's like, come on, check this thing out. And we get out of the car, and then we're standing there in front of the Camaro. And he's like, Jack, it's just freaking big. And I was like, cool. Like, he's like, it's a Gila monster. And I was like, awesome. Like, monster had me
Yeah.
going. I'm like, dude, monster, right on. Like, I'm there for it. He's like, yeah, those things can kill you. And I was like, then why are we looking at it?
Yeah.
But it was just sunbathing on the side of the road, on the shoulder of the road. And it was a big old fatty. So, like, we checked it out for a few minutes, and then he was all amped, and we went home. Like, and
Yeah.
then since then in my life, I've seen a few kind of doing the same thing, and I just kept going. Like, I never stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, no thanks. I'm not looking to get bit by one of those freaking things
Yeah, they'll
because
get ya.
they can be aggressive.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I've never seen one like up close.
Mm.
I have seen lots of diamondbacks. I've dispatched lots of diamondbacks. And I've seen a lot of tortoises.
Mhm.
Like, I picked one up, so coming down the mountain one day a couple years ago, and this is before we had Marty and now McLaren and freaking Cecil.
Yeah.
Now I have 3 of these freaking things, all different breeds. But I was
Who's
coming
McLaren?
Myrtle
Myrtle. Okay.
McLaren.
Myrtle McLaren.
So so I was coming down. I was coming down from the mountain, and I'm bombing down. And you get to this area where you drive through the neighborhood that's up there, and then you leave the gated community. And I rounded this corner, and I saw something in the middle of the road. So I slowed down, and then I stopped, turned on my hazards, and went up. And it was just a little myrtle-sized desert tortoise in the middle of the road, making his way across the street at a very slow pace.
Yeah.
So I picked him up and I moved him way away from the road and set him back down.
Yeah.
And then just like took some pictures, hung
Saved
out.
him 2 days of walk.
Yeah, dude, and from getting smooshed.
Yeah.
So, and then I got in my truck and bombed off. And I was like, man, it'd been kind of cool to like keep him. And so I thought about him every time I go up the mountain. I'm like, man, that'd be cool to see that little guy again. And now I've got 3 different freaking tortoises.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm glad it saved me a trip.
Yeah.
Like, glad I didn't keep him. Plus, it's illegal, so don't do that. But, yeah, dude. Like,
So Myrtle's illegal.
so, no, Myrtle's not.
Myrtle's not.
No, we don't have a desert tortoise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've got sulcatas,
Gotcha.
and I don't know what she is.
Me neither.
No idea. But Carl brought her over because he found her
Yeah, I remember.
walking around his yard, and we weren't supposed to keep her, but here
Yeah.
she is, just
Yeah.
burning hot laps in my house. But no, she's not. I don't think she's a desert tortoise either. I don't know what she is.
Yeah.
Daniel thought that he figured her out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Got a couple cicadas, and they're
Him
really
and my
cool.
mom both thought they figured it out right away.
Yeah,
I was like, "How do you guys? Are you guys just fucking turtle experts all of a sudden?
I guess.
Take one picture of it, and you're like, I know what it is.
Yep, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Google
What
told
do we?
me.
What do we call that, Randy? Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias. Is confirmation bias happening in my home, and I will not stand for it.
Vote for me.
Little echo chamber. Vote for me, Jackie Daytona. Jackie Daytona.
Daytona. Daytona.
But yeah, dude, like I love that character so much that every gift I give to your mom is signed from Jackie Daytona.
Nice.
Yeah, every one of them.
Nice.
And it's like she's opening up Christmas presents, and she's like, "To my loving regular human wife, love your regular human husband,
Nice.
Jackie Daytona."
Nice. I love it. That's fun. Are you excited to see me fully commit to the Colin Robinson?
Dude, I am so stoked.
Yeah.
So every year, Tucson Comic Con, like I've never dressed up for a Comic Con, and I've been to a lot of Comic Cons. So I took my wife to her first Comic Con this year, and she fell in love with the entire thing. And my wife was not at all a nerd when we got together. She actively mocked me ruthlessly for all of my nerd fandom, my everything I liked. She's like, freaking nerd, you like Harry Potter. And then she watched them with me, and she's like, I get it, I love these movies now. So she slowly over years, the better part of a decade, like kind of has come around to all these things. So I take her to Comic-Con, and I warn her. She's like, are we gonna dress up? I was like, no, this is a last minute thing because we'd just come home from vacation, so we don't have time to be doing none of that. Let's just go hang out. So we go, and she's getting all these ideas, and she badly wants to go to Comic-Con dressed as something. And a couple weeks ago, in conversation, because I ran into someone dressed up as Nandor the Relentless
And the guy.
and the Guide, and they were awesome.
Yep.
And they were the only people I took a picture with. And your mom took pictures with all kinds of people. She's like, oh, could I get a picture? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, she got a picture
Yeah.
with. But I was like, bro, can I get a picture? So I was like, man, I'd love to come as Laszlo. And she's like, I'd go as Nadja. And then out of the freaking blue, because you have the dark hair to go as Nandor,
Yes.
and you're going as Colin Robinson.
Yes.
Which
And
I
I could-
love so much,
and
dude.
I
It
could-
makes
I
me
could-
so happy.
I could grow my hair out quicker than I could cut it, probably.
Yes.
So
I am so
I'm
pumped
fully committing to
to
this.
bick the cul-de-sac in
Yeah.
the top of your head.
Well,
dude.
it was funny when my mom was like, we'll have to get you a bald cap. And I was like, fuck that. I'm shaving my hair.
She was not prepared for that. You and I
No,
had
she
already
wasn't.
talked about
Yeah.
it. She was not
She
prepared
was
for
not
that
prepared
answer.
for it.
So I cannot.
She was like, really?
Wait, dude,
Yeah, I'm
that's
so
gonna be
pumped.
so good.
I'm so excited. And I already found my cardigan that I'm going to wear. too.
Yes,
I
you
I
did.
showed it to you last night.
Yes, you
I
did.
found it. And then I'm just going to go to like San Francisco Rag and get like an off-white
Shirt, button up.
shirt. And then find like a nice like brown and teal tie.
You know what you
Like
have to
something
find
real
though?
boring.
You have to find some Velcro New Balance shoes.
I was going to just do like tan dress shoes. But I guess I could do...
He wears old man Velcro shoes.
Does he really?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, I'll have to pay attention
You remember?
to that
So in
more.
the newest, I'll show you.
Okay.
In the
in the
Jerry
fat, when he's
episode,
fat. Yeah, when he's fat.
He wears.
I saw him there, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in his rascal scooter with his crossbow.
It's so
He's
good.
moving. He's getting away.
He's getting away. He's got his crossbow.
He's like, I'm not even trying
Him
to
as a
feed.
fat guy was hilarious.
Dude, that was. I'm not even trying to feed the awkwardness is just seeping through my pores. Just getting all fat
Just
and
getting
dumpy. Just got his rascal
That'd
scooter.
be fun. And then you even brought up the fact that I could, if I wanted to, do the one scene
Where, he
where
has
Colin
hair.
Robinson has hair, but that felt too cheap.
I am so pleased.
Yeah.
Like deep down that you will not accept any cop outs.
won't.
Like you're going full
I'm
cul-de-sac.
shaving my cul-de-sac.
That makes me so happy.
I've always wanted to do it. I don't know why I've always wanted to do it. But
Well, you
this
always
is the
want to
perfect
shave your
reason.
head.
I've
or
always
you've
wanted the
always-
cul-de-sac.
What's great is because you've got like a naturally good head of hair, you're never gonna go bald.
We talked about this. It would be hilarious if I shaved it once and it never grew back.
Yeah. You're like, and I can just imagine you're like, all right, Randy, line me up. And I'm in there lining you up, getting it just right. And you're like, yeah. And then we go. And then like 2 weeks later, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
And you're just like, this isn't right.
Something's supposed to be happening.
Yeah. So you might want to take some hymns. Like, I need to get a hymn sponsorship so you can get some hymns in
Yeah.
you. So that way it's for
It
sure to
grows.
grow back. No, I'll just water you like a chia pet, dude.
Yeah.
Your hair's thick. It ain't going away for
It's
long.
thick and hot.
So,
It's frustrating.
but that's gonna save you because standing in that line to get in sucks.
Yeah.
and it's gonna be hot as
You're gonna get a sunburned
balls,
dome.
dude. Yeah, it's gonna be so great. Just this one.
Sunburn on my top of my head.
You're
That's
gonna-
gonna suck.
Yeah,
I have to make sure I use sunscreen.
It does suck at first, but you're only gonna do it one and done.
That's it.
What would be great though is if you wind up liking it
Yeah.
and you just keep it for the rest of the year.
Well, I mean,
You're just like, this is my
I'm-
new look. You just embrace. I would love so much if you just embrace the entire look.
yeah.
And for like the next year,
Just shave my head
just
every time.
well, not just that though. The cardigan,
Oh yeah, the
like
full
the
Colin
full.
Robinson look.
You just go all in
Okay.
on Colin Robinson,
Okay.
and then get a job at a call center.
Oh, nice, nice.
And just walk by with your mug.
TGIF.
Working hard, hardly working. Just hit them with it.
That'd be so fun.
Just hitting them with
and
the
like
thunder
just
everywhere you go.
just pretend to be Colin Robinson.
Dude, just go all in.
yeah.
And you just hit them with all the silliest nonsense.
If I did that for a year, I would look back 20 years from now and be like, that was a fun year.
You would just imagine the stories and the
Oh, yeah.
pictures. You just be like, oh yeah, this is when I lived a year as Colin
And
Robinson.
they're like, why were you bald?
Like, if we put that on here, I bet we'd start blowing up.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
well,
if you did
I
that
re-
as for a year,
I intend to, for sure, get a video evidence of me with the haircut.
dude. Well,
So we got to shoot a video too.
well, I'm also gonna take like my GoPro and everything, and because I mean, all this that might be a bit cumbersome to carry all day.
I'm just gonna go hello to everybody I see.
What's up, boners?
What's up, boners?
Well, if you don't mind being in a room, so like butt wind, whatever. Do what you want.
So good.
I was resting. This is my room. All right. He just lays down. Dude, what was the one where they need information from him and he's like, oh, the email. When they get so back when he used to get chain emails that were like, if you don't
If you
pass
do
this
this, you're
along to
cursed.
10 people,
Yeah.
you're cursed. Well, they believe in, they know witches are real.
Yeah.
So they believe witches did it. So they're like, sorry, Kevin from Geek Squad.
It was Bloody fucking Mary.
Yeah, it was Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
So it's like, sorry, Kevin from Geek Squad. There's like every business card they could find. So Colin Robinson, like,
Writes his email.
dude,
down.
he trolls everybody
Yeah.
online. And
Travel
that's how
lover.
he's able to just feed off of people over the internet.
Yeah.
And so there's like, hey, we need a list of people. And he was like, I'm trying to remember why it was so funny. Because he gets ridiculous with writing down his email address.
Yeah.
Like he's like super not okay with
He
handing
doesn't want to
out.
give it out. Yeah. Because it's not secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his email is travellover76. He doesn't fucking travel.
No, he doesn't. I love. So we were just recapping the episode where they go to Atlantic City,
Oh, so
and
good.
he was like, "Well, you know how you are. You know how you get when you're binging something, and I'm binging one of my favorite shows, and it only plays in the hotel, and it's like the hotel infotainment center, like replaying the same video over and over again, and he's singing it like it's a theme song. The sushi's raw. Oh, dude, that's so freaking funny.
I have so much love for that character.
It's a genius character.
Oh my God.
done so well.
Above and beyond.
Like-
well, and that's the thing with that show, with specifically with the show that I enjoy so much is every character does so well as their character.
Oh, dude, they crush.
Like everybody crushes. Like there's no duds, there's no misses, there's no poor casting. Because typically when you have a great show like that, like there's like at least like one guy or two guys.
You've got
where
a
you're
David
like,
Schwimmer.
yeah, you're like, like you could have been better. You know?
Did you not get the reference?
Nuh-uh. David
Remember-
Schwimmer?
Yeah, so David Schwimmer played Ross in Friends,
Oh, I didn't watch
and
Friends.
Colin Robinson has a giant David Schwimmer
Yeah,
poster.
Oh,
It's like
is
a
that- is
6 foot
that why-
David. It's
yeah.
David Schwimmer.
Is that
from
why they do
Friends.
that?
Yeah, because he's kind of the boring character. He's the
Gotcha.
least liked character in that whole show.
Gotcha.
And he's got that giant 6 foot
Yeah.
by 4 foot poster of him.
Yeah.
Like, what was he pretending to hide a door or something?
Yeah.
He like rolls it up.
It was
Oh no,
behind
it
the
was his
closet.
map.
Yeah, it was just mad.
It was his map of power.
Yeah.
It was like, here's the power dynamics in the house.
Yeah.
And he's like, got this weird Game of Thrones idea of like, I need to team up with this person or they're all
Yeah.
going to kick me out of the house.
Yeah,
So he's
and
like,
they weren't even talking about him.
yeah, because
the
that
whole
was,
time.
yeah, that was the third one where they're all dream hypnotizing each
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
and sleep hypnotizing.
Sleep hypnotizing.
And it gets to the point where they're all worshiping him.
Yeah. So great. So great.
Oh, dude.
It's a beautifully done show. And it just, again, it really bums me out that they feel like it has come to some sort of natural conclusion. Which
It hasn't, dude. That's the beauty of the show.
I agree with you. Dude, you could run it the same way you ran The Office for 17 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't need this concurrent through line story nonsense.
No.
They've got a handful of things.
It's full of it's a cold open show. It's like the whole point of it.
Yeah, you're supposed to just walk into this room because
Yeah.
it's all if you haven't seen it, the whole thing's a mockumentary. So it's this documentary and like guerrilla style that you're like getting an inside scoop on these idiot vampires in
That
Staten
live in
Island.
Staten Island, yeah.
We've
Yeah, it
taken
doesn't-
over our street and part of the next street.
Of Ashley Street.
Yeah, Ashley Street.
Part of Ashley Street.
Well, I love it because they're like, we've taken over our 2 streets. Well, I lied. We've taken over our street and part of Ashley Street. So we've taken over 3 houses. We have dominion over 3 houses. I think we were coming up on one of my other favorite random episodes with the sinkhole, where the jalopy falls in the sinkhole.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the news crew, and they're
Yeah.
freaking out, and they're all out there making the jalopy levitate.
up, yeah.
And they keep going over talking to the reporter.
Yeah. So good.
The show is just full of the best moments.
It really is. It's absolutely littered with just like joyous moments and it's all throwaway humor that just makes you laugh, and it brings so much joy to like everyday banality.
Well, and you can tell that every one of the actors are just riffing 90% of what they're saying.
100%. That's why I really want to watch this Talking Shadows, because I didn't even know that fucking existed, and that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so I want to see who else. It's a picture of Guillermo, so I'm sure he's involved.
Okay.
It'd be great if it's the whole cast.
Yeah, it would
there's
be.
Colin's promotion, On the Run, baby.
On the Run.
Let's see, season 3. What would you say your favorite season is of the show, like combined?
Season 2.
See, I think season 2 is probably mine
Season 2.
because of the 2 episodes.
It's got
mostly.
the 2 episode arc that are just, because I mean, again,
Genius.
Colin Robinson's promotion is my favorite episode.
Yeah, but dude,
but
the Chamber of Judgment's the
Chamber of
third.
Judgments,
That's the 3rd season.
is that 3rd season?
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, let's go back to 2.
Yeah, go back to 2.
So episode 1, the resurrection.
That's a good one.
That's so freaking funny. Jahan.
Jahan.
The hell? Or what the hell?
Jahan. John.
Yeah. Aspen Jahan.
Aspen Jahan.
Yeah, ass pain.
Aspen means my horse.
Yeah, ass pain means my horse. Aspen Jahan. And then, what the hell? means a good morning.
Yeah.
Like, I love that they riff creating a language
So good.
that's like horse, ass pain. That's what
Yeah.
horse is. Pain in the ass.
Oh, the
Espinton.
the Gene episode is friggin' phenomenal.
Dude, that guy with his glasses down on his
Yeah.
nose the whole time. You sure that's what you want?
He's clicking his pen.
The best part of that one, dude. You could play the Gene very well.
I could play the Gene.
My personal favorite part is when they're like when Guillermo comes in and he starts setting down and they're going over line by line how not to get screwed
Yeah.
while wishing for a bigger penis.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, Guillermo. I'll be thinking of you every time I use my new penis.
So it's settled.
So settled then. He goes, damn
He
it.
was waiting. He was waiting for something
for one end.
thing. Yeah.
And Guillermo was like, no, because they're going over like this crazy, like long document,
And then
legal document.
Yeah, and then it cuts back to Nandor coming back in the room, and he's like, "I'm pissed off at you, Guillermo." He's like, "I only think of you when I play with my penis."
Yeah. Thank you, Guillermo. I'll be thinking of you every time I use my penis. He's like, we're done.
Yeah, the Gene episode.
Dude,
Gene
that's
episode's
so
great.
good. But on season 2, you got Resurrection, Ghosts.
Ghost is fun.
Dude, Ghost is so funny. The Brain Scramblies
Brain Scramblies is
Dude.
10.
with his Oceans.
Ocean's 11 memorabilia
He's got this beautiful shelf casing
Yeah.
with all this random
with recessed lighting and everything. It's like nice. It's done nicely.
Was it Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 12?
Ocean's 11?
Okay.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, I got all my Ocean's 11 memorabilia. The purple screaming Henry.
The purple screaming Henrys,
Ah, dude.
and they
It's-
give Sean the Brain Scramblies
Mm-hmm. Holy crap, man.
using double hypnosis.
Double hypnosis. But the Ocean's 11 bit though,
That's
killed
also
so hard.
Brain Scramblies has the bit where they're in the bathroom together. We're
Yes.
just taking a regular human shit together.
We're just taking a lovely shit together. Oh goodness. The Curse. So that's the one with the emails.
That's a good one.
Colin's Promotion.
Yes.
On the Run.
Great.
Our two favorite episodes. The Return. So vampires offer shelter to an old nemesis who's down on his luck.
Oh, that's the return of Nick Kroll's character.
That's right. Collaboration. Nandor's old familiar from the 70s returns to Staten
Oh, yeah,
Island.
the old guy. forgot
Guillermo
about the
leaves
old
to
guy.
serve as new master, and Nadja and Laszlo revive their musical acts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're playing the really shitty music in the tavern.
Yeah. On his harpsichord
Yeah.
or whatever.
I think Naja's character is awesome too.
Dude, she's so good. She's so over the top.
Over the top.
Yeah, she's like
Every
half-
time
half
she
singing
screams,
anything.
every time.
Dude, when they're doing the quadruple hypnosis on Guillermo,
And the whole
she's
time.
like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
listen." Witches was
Witches
freaking
is
funny.
great.
And then the
Where they're
Nouveau,
trying to extract their semen.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the Nouveau Theatre des Vampires.
Yeah, that's the play, right?
Yep,
Yeah, it's a solid season.
dude, it's a banger.
It is.
Like, so that's season 2. So season 3, The Prisoner.
Prisoner's
Dude,
great.
The Prisoner's so freaking
Prisoner's
funny.
so fun.
Raw chicken and yoo-hoo.
Your raw chicken and yoo-hoo. Yep.
So freaking good. The Cloak of Duplication is
It's a great episode.
so
with-
freaking funny.
with Gina, the receptionist, the one that's into chicks.
Yeah.
Is it Gina?
Yeah.
I love how all three of them go to try to.
She's
try
not
to
into
swoon her.
dudes.
And every time they come back, they're like, "She's not into dudes."
And then you don't get it until the very end that when she's like, I'm not into dudes.
Yeah, I'm into lesbians, and he's like, "Oh, you're into guys and girls." No, it's just girls.
She's like, oh, but you're into guys and girls. He's like, no, just girls. Oh, goodness. That's so funny. I gave it my try, but she's clearly not into dudes. She's not
Yeah.
into blokes.
Yeah,
Gale.
Gail's fun.
We just finished Gale.
Yeah,
The Casino.
Casino's great.
Dude, Casino's so freaking
And I love how
funny.
they changed the intro to it too, of them all on the party bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did the same thing with. Oh no, that was that one because he's like Viva.
Atlantic City.
Yeah. They're like Sin City, USA, baby. The Chamber of Judgment. Dude,
Camera adjustment's
him in the
awesome.
powder wig, dude.
Yeah, so I love the powdered wig. I shouldn't have done this, but I mean we can talk about it. But we were driving home from an event, and I was watching it in the back seat. And when the scene came on of him in the powdered wig, I like shoved my phone in his face while he was driving. I was like, "Look,
Y'all, powder wig." We got the
Don't do that, kids."
We got the escape. That's when the beast gets out.
Yeah,
Dude, when Nandor puts on all the gear
so fun.
and when Lazo swallows the freaking
Harmonica. Oh, I forgot about
I think
that.
I
until
swallowed
we-
the harmonica.
I
It's like,
I'd forgotten about that until we watched it. And he stands up. He's like, "Fuck! I swallowed the harmonica." It's like,
every time he freaking makes a noise, the harmonica's humming.
and I like how the whole time he's trying to convince Nadja that he swallowed it, and she's like, "No, you
"Shut
didn't."
up." He's like, "Yes, I did." It's, you can hear the reeds going.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh, if I just had my magic flute, we'd be okay." And he's like, "This'll do." He gets ragdolled, and so I think I swallowed the harmonica. Oh, jeez, it's so freaking funny.
That must have been super fun to do in post.
Oh, dude, it had to
it
have
had to have
been
been so much fun.
the siren.
The siren's fun. That's a great
Dude.
Colin episode.
It is.
It's a great Colin
It is
episode.
when he's there
When he
hanging out
falls
with
in
the
love
siren.
with the siren, yeah. And the siren chick's so funny, dude.
Oh,
And
yeah.
She's like, "You want to play with my eggs?"
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Or when she she shits on his foot, and she's like, "Sorry, I get excited." And he's like, "It's not the first time a lovely lady's doo-dooed on me."
Yeah. I forgot he fell in love with the siren.
Yeah, he falls in love with the siren, and then a great
She's like a 6-foot bird.
yeah, half bird, half human.
Yeah.
And then it's a great Laszlo experience too, because he goes to Best Buy
Mm.
and he goes there just to get noise canceling headphones, and ends up getting like
Everything.
tons of electronics, like a drone and speakers. And he's like, "Can you really tell the difference between 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound?" Like he gets really into it, and then he doesn't pay for any of it, and then forgets about the fact that he was trying to save Colin Robinson, and then flies the headphones to him. It's so fun. It's so fun.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched that one.
It had to have been great endorsement for Best Buy to do
Oh,
that.
dude, it had to have been.
Because you don't see them in shit.
No, you really don't. And I go there all the time to buy stuff.
I love Best Buy.
Like I just
I've
went there
always
to,
loved the Best
to
Buy.
buy the RAM that finally worked in this
Yeah.
computer. I had to just go to Best Buy.
I got Call of Duty Black Ops, the first one, waiting overnight at a Best Buy.
Nice.
My mom was not happy about it because I told her I was going to be out till 9. And I got home at like 4:30 in the morning.
That's-
She was not happy.
I took a buddy. The only time I've ever experienced like the day one release of a game was when Gears 2 came out.
Oh, cool.
I went to go buy. That's when I bought I think it was one of my PSPs. I don't remember if it was a PSP 2000 or whatever, but so I go. My buddy was like, "Hey man, can you run me to Best Buy?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." I was like, "Cool, I'll buy something." So I went up there and I bought. I think it was one of my PSPs.
Were you still playing PlayStation stuff back then?
Oh yeah.
Have you always been PlayStation?
Oh, always been a
Yeah.
PlayStation guy. Yeah, I like Xbox. I've owned an Xbox since they've been out,
Mhm.
but I'm always like way behind before I buy an Xbox.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I was just a PlayStation kid. Like my neighbors got the very first PlayStation when it first came out. And so I'd go over there and play it all the time. And then like all of my friends that had like 2 parents and money, like they all had PlayStations. So it was just a familiarity. The first time I ever played Xbox was at my aunt's house. She bought the Xbox for Abe's Odyssey because we love all the Abe's games. I don't know if you've ever played any of them.
No.
Dude, they're so fun. And her husband at the time,
Is this the original Xbox, the Duke?
yeah, the original. And her husband at the time had just bought a PS2 because he liked the Medal of Honor games.
Okay.
So kind of like the predecessor to
Yeah.
all the Call of Duty and stuff.
Yeah, I know Medal of Honor.
So I played both, and at the time I loved Xbox, but I was playing Abe's and a bunch of other fun games that I loved to play. Medal of Honor was okay, but at the time I was really into like racing games.
Okay.
Like I didn't get into the first-person shooters until
Yeah.
much later. So I loved the Xbox, and then PlayStation was just always more available.
Mhm.
Like I could get my hands on them all the time. Like I traded was like freshman. So that same year that the first time I really got to play Xbox, my aunt bought me the. Looking back now, knowing now what I knew then, I wish I'd have done this differently. But the PS2 and the PS1 had just come out, so the little white one, and it had a fold down 7-inch fold down LCD screen for the PS1. Turns out the PS2 also had a fold down screen, but I thought the PS1 was the newest, best version to come out. So she's like, which one of these do you want? I was like, I think that's the newest one. I'd love to have that one. So she bought it for me. She would have bought me the PS2. And looking back, I'm like, damn it, I wish I had bought the PS2 because it had the folding screen on it and mobile for all of our road trips, because we were still driving, because that was in Galveston Island, and I was coming back to Tucson like a few weeks later. So I still have the PlayStation. I still play it every once in a while. The boys grew up playing it on road trips and stuff. But it's a lot smaller, so it's easier. It's more compact and everything. But I wish I'd had the PS2 with the folding screen. But like a few years later, I had a buddy of mine who had just gotten a brand new PS2, and he sold me his old PS2 for real cheap. It's like, it's still the big brick. So I have that somewhere, because I still have all of my game systems. I don't get rid of games or systems. Like, instead of trading in, I would just save up and go buy another game. So I've got a bunch of game systems above my head, like, and video games and stuff, whatever isn't already in the house. I got an N64 over there in one of the cupboards, and I've got all kinds of stuff right above me. But anyway, so I took my buddy.
Got a Jumanji game?
Video game?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was joking.
I was going to say, if it's a game, I don't think I've ever played it.
No, it's from the movie.
Yeah.
The newer movies.
Yeah.
It's a video game.
Well, that's Zathora's the video game.
Yeah.
The second one, where they go into space. So,
Yeah.
So much fun. But so I took my buddy, and he's just hanging out. He just goes off. So I go in the store. We pull up, park. I go in the store, and I'm like, go to talk to him, and he's not there. I'm like, what the hell? And I look outside, and there's a bunch of people lined up around the side of the building. So I'm like, okay, fucking weird. So I go in, buy my stuff, come back out, and see him standing in line. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, well, dude, I'm standing in line. And I was like, I was just in there, bought my stuff, and came out. What the hell are you doing here? He's, well, there's the line for Gears. I was like, okay, what's that? He's, no, you have to stand in line because they don't release it till midnight. And I was like, bro, I'm not waiting with you till midnight.
Yeah.
Like, do you have a ride home? He goes, oh, I'll figure something out. I'll get someone to come here. Okay, well, I'm out of here, buddy. I didn't sign up for hanging out all freaking night. It's like 8:30.
Got ditched.
I'm like, no, thanks, bud. I'm going home.
Yeah.
So he stayed there, got his new game,
Yeah.
and then I think his parents or somebody came to get him. Sorry, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
hanging out till 2 or 3 in the morning.
I did it a few times.
I never did it.
Did Black Flag, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3. There was another one that came out around I always picked the games that came out around my birthday, so it was a little bit more lenience on being able to go do it. So I always picked the release
A little
dates
bit more
that were, like,
forgiveness.
November 15th. I was like, I can go do it. Yeah, so I would always stick to those. There was one more. I just can't remember what the name of it was. But
Never
yeah.
did that.
I liked the camaraderie of it. It was fun.
No, like
It was fun
I'm not
being
against
in the,
it.
in the
I
group.
just,
Yeah.
it was never
No, I hear you.
one of my things.
I hear you.
I think I was always a little bit more patient. I was patient enough to wait. And if nothing else, I could just borrow the game from one of my idiot friends who did wait in line all night.
The thing that always sucked is, like, you would get, like, especially for, like, first person online shooters, like the Modern Warfare and the Black Ops and stuff like that, you would want to be early so you could get in the game early, right? Because it's all about logged hours.
Yep.
And that's like the whole gimmick is logged hours in it. And even if you were a day one releaser like I was, you would get in there with all the
Elite
hundreds of
guys.
thousands of people that were playing it months in advance to, like, review it and shit like that, and they were just mollywopping everybody. So it was like, no matter how you started, even if you started on day one, you still got destroyed.
You were still way behind.
It was
Yes,
always like that.
And I never really got into that. The only couple of times I ever played online were with friends who were like elite players.
Yeah.
and I'd go in there and just get ragdolled. But I didn't care. Like
Yeah.
I was there just having fun,
Yeah.
saying all the gamer words because those gamer words have always been the gamer words.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Always
matter
will be.
what walk of life you've got. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what your skin color is. You're going to be called a fig
Dude,
at some point,
You can hear it in
and an
you
N-word.
can hear it in Minecraft.
Oh, I've heard
It's
it.
wild.
Yeah, you're gonna get called some crazy shit
Yeah.
by some dudes, and you better
Yeah.
have some thick skin.
Yeah.
Like real life comes to play.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. So like earlier, when we were watching the Angry Cops video and those posts for the Frogger chick.
Yeah. That's all shit that you would hear on
That's
that, on
dude.
a-
That's
Xbox Live.
mild. That is
Yeah.
mild for what
Yeah.
you would hear. And your mom immediately was like, "I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that." I'm like, "Well, I don't like it either."
Yeah. You don't have to
But
like it for it to
you
exist.
really exactly. There's a lot of things I don't like. I don't like onions. Yet
Yeah.
here we are.
Yeah.
So it's I'm like the whole time she's like, I hate that people are doing that. Like, that's fair. It's not a nice thing
No,
to
it's fair.
say,
Yeah, it's
but
fair.
that's
That's
something
how
I've
everybody
been.
should feel.
That's something I've been hearing since I was like 13 in
Yep.
chat rooms.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
because I used to play
I played a
little
lot of
bit, but-
RuneScape. I used to not even hear it. I used to just read it
When it would just start popping up on your screen.
on the chat board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones, and it's so PG or G rated. It's G rated, but my favorite thing, and I used to type it a lot when I was hanging out with buddies that would be
Mhm.
playing games. Get Good Scrub.
Get good.
That is my favorite
Yeah.
one. So when they do the Get Good on Viva La Dirt League,
Yeah.
it hits this special tone with me.
Yeah.
Like it resonates so well because I've had people say it to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care, bro. This is the only time I'm ever gonna play this game.
Yeah.
You're not hurting my feelings at all. I'm going to work tomorrow. Like I'm gonna make money, and you're still gonna live in your mama's basement. But yeah, dude, Get Good,
Yeah. Get good, bro.
Get Good Scrub.
Yep.
Like Get Good.
Yep.
I love that stuff.
It's a good one.
Yeah, if
a really
more
good one.
people played online, I think the world would be a nicer place in reality
Yeah.
because you get checked so hard.
Oh yeah.
Like you
It
have
doesn't matter how old you are.
no ego
Yeah.
by the time you're done.
Yeah.
Or you get so angry you're one of those keyboard smashers.
Yeah.
Like keyboard warriors go to die.
Yes.
Like at these big events,
Yeah.
especially when it's something like a title's on the line.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're getting smoked,
No, for
son.
sure. For sure.
There's very few guys. So I was listening to this. I don't remember what podcast was it. It was Unsub. I was listening to it last week, and they had an a Tucson congressman on there, who's a retired Navy SEAL,
Mhm.
and so he's talking about when he was deployed overseas. So when he was in Afghanistan, him and a couple of his boys would get on and play Call of Duty. I don't remember if it was Black Ops or not, one of them. But they were playing Call of Duty, so it was an entire group of SEALs
Yeah.
playing against people online.
That's awesome.
And they bring up gamer words. They're like, he's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like, but the reality on our end was hilarious. We're a bunch of trained Navy SEALs in active combat who just clocked out from a day of performing active combat. We come back to the barracks, we fire up the PlayStation, and we're playing Call of Duty with little punk-ass kids back home. And they have no idea they're playing against active Navy SEALs
Yeah.
in Call of Duty. So it was like this weird meta moment for
Yeah.
them that he looks back on very fondly.
Nice.
He's like, everyone run their mouth, oh man, yeah, well, I'm special forces, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, kid, I'm actually in the shit right now. Like I was out running and gunning all freaking day to come back here and whoop your ass online. So just super funny.
Yeah,
Like,
that is
yeah,
fun.
dude, the gamer words, they're never going away.
No.
And it's, if you're a gamer, you're cool with it.
And the beautiful thing of it is it's unmoderated.
Yep.
And that's how it should be.
Well, mostly. There have been a few games to try to moderate it, and those games have crashed and burned.
Yeah. But you
Because
see that
it's
happening.
not,
Yeah.
like, gamers aren't here for that.
No.
They're not here for get their First Amendment squashed.
No.
Shit talking lives online.
It does.
And it should.
Yep.
It started when the whole culture started, and it's where the keyboard warrior stuff started.
Mhm.
It's like, oh yeah, you don't know my name, you don't know my face, you don't know
Yeah,
anything.
nothing.
Like you can't find me, loser. So I'm gonna say all the wild stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna teabag you with my character,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna roll on, and you're gonna have to watch me roll on until you respawn.
Yeah.
That was always like the huge salt in the wound.
Oh, Halo 4. That's what it was.
Halo 4.
Halo 4.
I love the Halo games.
So do I.
Halo is the reason I love the Xbox.
Okay.
Like single-handedly.
Master Chief's a shit, dude.
Dude, so kick-ass.
What a gangster.
I love those games.
Did you ever watch the show? The
No,
Paramount?
hell no.
It was all right.
Hell no. You know why I'll never watch it?
Why?
He takes his fucking helmet off
Yeah,
the
he
whole
does take
time.
his helmet off.
No thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Master Chief keeps his helmet on.
In the movies, he doesn't.
I don't care about those either.
Yeah.
I've never watched them.
They're
I
good.
play the game.
You get to fight a hunter, which is pretty sweet.
Oh, interesting.
At the very end, he does.
The boys
It's
watched
pretty
them.
epic. Yeah.
I've seen clips because I was walking by one day and saw the Warthog.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, the hell are you watching? The Halo. Like, what? Because one of them's pretty old, right?
One of them is, yeah.
So I think the first movie that was ever done, it's kind of a B movie.
Yeah, it
Like,
was
pretty
it was,
low budget.
It was a low budget like
but
sci-fi
but the
flick.
Warthog looked bitchin'.
Yeah,
so I
they
did
had
see
it
that.
custom made.
It was like the early 2000s. Like early almost 10s, like 2009-ish.
That sounds right.
Dead air.
Forward Unto Dawn,
Yep.
2012.
Oh, 12. Okay, so I was close.
Yeah.
Like I was in the ballpark.
Yeah.
I just remember the boys watching.
Emmy award winning.
Really?
Mhm.
Fascinating.
Forward Unto Dawn was good. He didn't take his helmet off in it.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Like, no, the best movie that has been based on almost anything, like universally, in my opinion, Dread.
Oh yeah. The
Carl Urban, dude,
remake?
never took his helmet off.
mm-hmm.
Oh, the Sly one sucks, bro.
Yeah, the Sly one sucked.
I loved it growing up.
Yeah, so did I.
It's god awful.
It is. It's rough to
not,
watch.
It's not good. It's almost painful to
Yeah.
watch. But Carl Urban treated it with the respect it
Yeah, he
like
didn't take the helmet off.
everything about that was treated with respect.
Mhm.
Dread was Dread. You don't need to know who's under the helmet.
No.
You just need the character to be kick ass
Yeah.
and take no names. And that's exactly what he was.
Mhm.
Like,
Incendiary.
yeah, no nonsense.
So
bro.
sick, dude. So
Dude,
sick.
It followed the comics so well.
So sick.
I'm so sad that there's not a second one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that
I
they
thought
didn't.
for sure that they were going
And
to
they
run
had-
out two
what
or
was
three
it, Big
more.
Mama? The,
Yep.
the
Yeah, the
the
killer.
main antagonist. Yeah.
Yeah, the wife from 300,
Yep.
the mom from Game of Thrones. She's the queen from Game of Thrones. Yeah, Helen.
She plays a lot of like powerful women.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, Helen something Helen. Yeah, I just remembered her in. She's I am not your queen in 300.
Yeah.
and knives dude up. This will not be quick. This will not. You will not enjoy this. This will not be quick.
Yeah, he repeats.
I am not your queen.
She repeats what he says. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, so good. And all
So
the
good.
coins drop.
Yeah.
Oh,
All the
so
Xerxes
good.
coins.
I don't give a shit how real that movie is to reality.
It's fun,
It
dude.
was badass.
This is
That was the first Blu-ray.
this is
I
something
ever
that's so
bought.
heartbreaking to me. Is all movies to some degree
Yep.
are considered entertainment.
They all should be.
They all should
entertainment.
be entertainment.
Otherwise, it's a documentary, which is still entertainment,
Which is
but it
still
doesn't have to be. All the other movies don't have to be true. The
Yeah.
ones that piss me off the most are the ones that say based on a true story, and you find out like two people's names are real names, and
then
that's
everything
it.
else is different.
Everything else is horse shit. Yeah, those piss me off.
Yeah,
But when they've got a lot of truth and then embellishment, that's what a story is.
exactly.
You're meant to embellish a story to make it a better story.
Yeah,
Hell, even Gandalf says that in. I want to say it was one of the Hobbits. I don't think it was Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But he says even every good story deserves a little embellishing or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes the story a little bit more compelling.
yeah.
So like you watched Monsters with me, right? The Menendez brothers.
Yes, I did.
So many people now because of that it's not a documentary. It's an entertainment
Yeah,
show.
it's traumatized.
Yeah, very. And people are now believing that they were touched by their dad.
Really.
And I was, again, listening to yesterday's Unsub, finishing that today. Unsubscribe. Great podcast. Go watch it. Every one of them.
Great name.
Everyone. Oh, dude, it's the best name.
Yeah, it's a great name.
Pisses me off that it's already
Yeah.
taken. But they've already, like, everyone there believes that it's true. Like they were being touched and they killed their dad because they were finally over it. It's like, okay, I've known a lot of people to have to go through that in
Mhm.
their lives. Like I've known a lot of people that have confided and actually either they confided in me as one of the few people they've told, or they've been pretty open about it. And they're like, yeah, this happened to me when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Very few of them didn't figure out a way to get away from the situation.
Yeah.
The level of, I don't know what it would take in order for you to go through that for your entire life, well into your turning 19
Mhm.
and never telling anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe it.
It's unbelievable.
Dude, I don't believe it. Like,
Yeah.
there for a little bit, couple episodes, I was like, holy crap, this might have happened.
Mhm.
And then they kept going on, and it was getting bigger and bigger.
Mhm.
Like, they were putting like this crazy emphasis on like the Trojan, like they're the Spartan lifestyle
Mhm.
or whatever. Like, they just I was like, well, wait a minute. You had a therapist. That was your moment to escape your dad. Anyone else would have been like, here's what happened
Mhm.
at my house. I need to get away from my dad and get protection immediately.
Mhm.
So, okay, I know some people have gone through that and don't have that ability because they're so screwed in the head and afraid that they don't. But once you're at the point where you're traveling the world for a sporting event and you don't tell anyone while you're overseas and just refuse to come home,
Mhm.
like, there's certain things that they do that I'm like, I don't believe you. And then the big money spending right after
Yeah, huge money spending.
and going back in with more bullets, like, it just, the whole thing seems so unbelievable
Yeah.
to me. I've yet to, where's the proof? Because that's the thing I keep hearing is like, oh, with evidence. Like, what evidence? Because they destroyed that evidence in their second case. Like,
Yeah.
these guys were spoiled dudes who were told they were getting written out of the will and freaked out and were hoping to figure things out before because they'd never done anything for themselves. Now, if they had both been out hardworking and like all this other crazy stuff, it might lend some credence. And if they hadn't gone on a crazy spending spree, maybe it'd lend some credence. I don't believe it. I would need to see some pretty crazy evidence.
Yeah.
They've had all these decades and haven't produced. You think their families, if they were still behind them, who found proof, would have been coming forward with the proof in order to get them an appeal? Like, where's all this evidence? Where's
Yeah.
all this proof? If you can't produce the proof, okay, it doesn't necessarily mean, that it's not true or whatever, but it doesn't lend itself to believability.
Yeah.
So I don't believe it. I think it was a great one-off, and I think it would have been a great story if it wasn't true. Like, if those people never existed, if it was completely 100% a Hollywood story,
Yeah.
it would have been a really good show.
Yeah.
I don't find any of their story believable.
Neither do I.
I think they were spoiled ass rich kids.
Yep.
And I've known people I've heard crazier stories over less.
Hey, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. People die over less every day.
Mm-hmm. And they've taken out family
They had
members
nothing
for
but
less.
motive.
Well, I mean, I can't tell you how many stories I've heard from, like, stories that Mr. Ballin has retold and a lot of other storytellers have retold about people who bombed out of college, were so afraid to tell their parents, and didn't want, like, the free money to keep coming. Like, they were getting money from their parents and they weren't paying for college. They were just living their lifestyle or whatever. And then eventually off their parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened so many times. Like, it happens a lot. Sadly, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that two rich-ass spoiled boys wouldn't do it? Like, I'm talking about, like, normal people whose parents don't have a lot of money, and you're terrified about letting your parents down. You don't know how to get out of it. There was one story about a dude that, like, went to MIT, like, started having issues, dropped out of MIT, lied, said he became a doctor working for NASA or something, and kept the lie going for, like, 15 years. Got married, had kids, was borrowing money from all of his friends and everything. And then people started to kind of figure out, like, hey, where's all this money? Like, you're supposed to be making all this money. You're not paying anyone back. A couple people started realizing, like, hey, dude, you've borrowed a lot of money. You're ever going to pay me back? And eventually just, like, decided he was going to off some people to try to get some inheritance so he could pay stuff off. Like, he dug himself in too deep. It happens all the damn time with just normal, everyday human people.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me these guys weren't at all motivated by the money?
Yeah.
I believe that was exactly what their motive was, and they screwed the pooch hard. And they saw something, heard something, or were coached by their first attorney. Because, and that's the interesting thing, if she hadn't have gotten someone else off of the similar charges for saying that he was touched, if she hadn't have been that person,
That story
maybe
might
I'd
not
feel
have come.
different.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that same attorney I think she coached them on all that stuff,
Mhm.
and they've just lived it so long that they believe it.
Yeah.
Because I've known a lot of people. I'm related to a couple of people that are that pathological liar type that believe their own bullshit. And I think that they've done it now for 35 years or whatever. They believe their own
Oh,
bullshit.
for sure. Yeah.
Like, I think in the beginning they had to be coached into it and taught how to say the ridiculous things they're saying. Like, when there's no other evidence. Like,
Yeah.
there was the only thing that lends any kind of credence is the one Menudo member that made some allegations against him for some essay. But otherwise, there's nothing. And who knows what's behind that. Like, if that was true, if it was a weird allegation, you never know. But I'd love to see the proof and evidence all these people keep talking about.
Well, I was telling you this. Netflix did a documentary that they just released recently about the Menendez brothers.
An actual documentary?
Actual documentary.
Have you watched it?
I haven't.
Okay.
I want to. I think I'm gonna.
Have to check it out at some point. Surprised your mom hasn't watched it yet. She's in there watching wives killing husbands and whatnot,
Yeah.
and husbands killing wives and all this other. The practice channel, as we call it.
Yeah.
She thinks she can train up to where she can get away with taking me out.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't think she can do it.
I don't think she would do it.
I
No.
don't think she could get away with it.
I don't think she could get away with it. I think she
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think she could get away
You're
with
like,
it.
I don't think she should do it. And I'm like, well, I haven't given her enough reason
No.
yet.
Yeah.
But-
I think she could do it. I think she has it in her.
I think she has it in her to perform it.
Yeah.
I don't think she's way too scatterbrained
Yeah.
to get away with it.
100%.
Like,
100%.
yeah, I don't go on vacation to wild places, so it's not like I can disappear and never come back.
No.
I am really heavy, and she's not that strong, so she's not exactly wielding my body.
She would need help.
She'd need help, and the moment you bring in an accomplice,
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yep.
So, like, you can be the most ride or die person, the truth will always come out when
Yep.
you've got an accomplice.
Yep.
So then she's got to take care of a second body.
Yep.
Bodies are piling up, dude.
Bodies are piling up.
You're not getting away with it, honey, because I know you watch these. You're not getting away with it.
No.
And I've built up an immunity to your cyanide poisoning, so I love almonds.
Tastes
I'm
like
good. Bitter almonds. Yeah. So yeah, dude. What we do in the shadows? I cannot wait for next year's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Words cannot describe how stoked I am
I'm super pumped.
for how invested you are
Yes.
into going full Colin Robinson.
Full tilt. Yeah.
So now I got to talk to the other boys and see if they're willing to go as somebody
From
And
the show.
Yeah, so that means Daniel would have to be Nandor, which is funny because he's very blonde.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like dye all of his hair
Yeah.
jet black.
Yeah.
Um,
And have him grow a beard.
yeah. So then who would Rhodes be?
I would say he could be one character, but I don't want to poke fun at his
Guillermo?
yeah. But I know he's got a complex.
He
so-
does. Yeah, he's very skinny and he
Yeah.
doesn't ever want to be viewed as the fat guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So he wouldn't go as Gizmo.
No.
We'd have to find a character he could be.
Jim the Vampire?
Dude, I would love it if he went as Jim the Vampire.
That'd be fun.
That'd be so great.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to decide if I'm gonna go. I think, like, I really want a witch's hat.
Yeah.
Like,
I found one.
dude, I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna have one made. So
I found a handmade one.
I have to. Yeah, but that's really expensive.
Yeah.
I can have one made for a lot cheaper than
Okay.
that. So, because I know one person who is a leather worker and she has a full shop. So Carolyn could make me a hat out of leather if I wanted. And if it wasn't leather, your mom could make me a hat. She just doesn't have the machinery to do tooling the leather.
Yeah.
But I bet I could get Carolyn to make me that witch's hat.
That'd be cool.
Have my own handmade
Got to give her
witch's hat.
reference photos.
Yep, that's all I'd have to do.
Yeah.
And then buy the leather and pay her to do the
It'd
work.
be really fun to put the butthole in the back of it, though.
Yeah. What's that puckering on the back of my head? Dude, that. But yeah, I'm going with the witch's hat. I can find frill. I have a black frilly shirt somewhere. I might have outgrown it by now, so I might have to get another one. But they're not expensive. I think your mom would wind up having to be working overtime to make my costume
Yeah.
because I would wear because he wears the big crazy
Yeah.
1700s British clothing,
Yeah.
like the aristocrat clothing. So she'd have to make me a bunch of stuff. So a
Probably.
lot of crushed velvet.
Yeah, it would be like probably 6 months in advance. We'd have to start
Yeah, so I think she's
piecing
gonna
together stuff.
she's
and
gonna have to
everything.
start
I'll have to look at Colin's shoes because I think he mostly wears tan dress shoes.
probably, but I think the Velcro shoes would
It'd be
really
fun.
funny.
It'd be fun if I did the fat Colin Robinson.
The problem is we don't have a rascal,
I know.
And I
want-
don't know if
want
you
Ron
can-
a rascal.
but you have to go.
We could do the fat suit. That'd be easy.
Yeah, but I think you just go on his regular Colin.
Okay.
It would be great.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm wondering if I should get the sides because he does like a low fade too in the back.
mhm.
So I'm gonna do a low fade, the cul-de-sac, and then I wonder if I'm gonna have to get this color down a little bit so it's not as dark. Or if it's gonna
I
look.
think you could
it's
get
gonna
away
look
with it
lighter,
being real
It's
short.
gonna look lighter when it's short.
Yeah, I think you could get away with it
Yeah.
too. Because this is kind of dark. Like it's not quite as dark as yours.
Yeah.
But it's still like I think you'd pass. I think
Okay.
everyone there, once they see the whole crew rolling through, would know exactly who you are. Like you'd have to get his frames too.
Hello.
Hello. Well, if you want to be in a room that smells like butt wind. Whatever.
Hello. I do that at work all the time too.
What's up, boners?
All my greetings are hello. Nobody's ever caught it.
Hello.
I don't think anybody ever.
I don't
will.
think ever. Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever will.
No.
But every time I do it, it makes me think of Colin. So it makes me happy.
I'm
I
trying
guess
to think of
it's
some
one of
more-
those little things that you just enjoy.
I'm trying to think of some more of his. Did the wellness center that episode? Is
TGIF.
so freaking funny.
Working
Um,
hard or hardly working?
So you really shouldn't put anything bigger than your
Elbow
elbow
into
in
your
your ear. So I think I've changed
so
my stance.
obnoxious.
So I think I've changed my stance on
On
the
the Q-tip.
Q-tip situation. On our little Q-tip dilemma. The portrait.
The portrait's fun.
A farewell. Colin has a birthday and a vampire says goodbye. Donald Logue. Yeah, man. When I was in Blade, I loved the lifestyle so
Yeah.
much. I just went and became a vampire.
So you are a real vampire now. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Shows off his teeth.
Check it out. Excellent year. Here, take a sip. Pass them around.
Yeah.
Reunited when they all show up. It's just, man, these freaking boxes have been showing up for Nadia for months.
Yeah. And Guillermo's
like-
inside of it. Yeah.
When
Oh,
he
I-
locks him in with Oreos and Pedialyte.
Good news. The pipes are fine. Because he takes the sledgehammer to the walls to try to figure out where the pipes
Yeah.
are fucked up because he keeps hearing tapping, and it's Guillermo in the casket.
Yeah.
You shipped me across the Atlantic twice.
Yeah, but I love that he sends him with Oreos and Pedialyte.
Pedialyte. Yeah. That's
Oh,
exactly what humans eat.
so freaking great. Take care of my
Honestly,
wife.
you would survive on Oreos and Pedialyte.
You would. You'd just be swimming in your own nastiness for a while.
Well, he did cut a hole in the bottom of the casket. He said I can't remember how he put it, but he said he's got to aim well.
Oh, that's funny. The lamp. That was
When he becomes a therapist
yes.
to the guide.
It's like, what's that door say?
Shane,
Well,
do
so
not
let's-
open.
So let's open that one.
She's like, I can't open it.
Let's go on, try harder. Put your back into
Now you
it.
see a burly man coming down the hallway, a strong man. Who do you see? She's like, Guillermo.
He's- what?
Yeah, no, I said strong man.
Grand opening. Dude, their bar is so free. The nightclub is so
The
great.
nightclub, Najas.
Nodges. The night market. The night market was really fun.
Night market was fun.
That was really cool. It's like their own little dirt mall.
That's when they have the the familiar fight. At the end.
Yeah, Guillermo.
Yeah,
Just wrecking dudes.
yeah.
Private school. That private
when they're
school
trying to
dude
send-
was, they just keep zapping him. We're the parents.
Sal,
What?
Sal,
Sal the gardener.
no, Sal the The guy from Impractical Jokers.
Oh, Sal Volcano.
Sal Volcano's in it.
Yeah, Sal Volcano shows up. And he's
Yeah.
like, all right, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
But I love that Nandor is the gardener.
Yeah. And they keep switching the
Yeah.
roles of who's in charge.
Yeah, who's married.
Yeah.
Like, so at one point it's Laszlo and the doll, and then it's Laszlo and Nandor.
Yeah.
Like, everyone just keeps rotating to who's who.
Laszlo and Nandor together.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So then
A
he's,
progressive couple.
yeah, so then the dude winds up just with brains. He's like, he's a star fucker.
He has a stroke the next day because of how many times he was.
He was like
hypnotized.
157 times he
Yeah.
was hypnotized.
Yeah.
So well past the purple screaming Henrys.
Yeah.
Private school, the wedding.
The wedding's fun.
Loses his mind trying to help Nandor plan the perfect vampire wedding. Pine Barrens. Nandor and Laszlo air out their differences on a hunting to do the hunting trip. Is
Yeah.
so good with the Jersey Devil.
Jersey Devil.
He's just to work on the block. Oh, it's so freaking funny.
I like how they both they don't believe in the Jersey Devil because vampires made it up so they could kill people.
Yeah.
And then the Jersey Devil ended up being real.
Yeah.
That's fun.
He used to work on the dock.
Because they got me the first time I watched that episode. I was like, "Oh, Jersey Devil's not real." And then the ending came, and I was like, "Oh, they swindled me."
Yeah. Hey Nandor. Hey Nandor. Hey Nandor. So,
Nandor, guess what?
Nandor, guess what? So in Roblox, he's just stuck on his stupid Roblox.
Can we go now? I'm on 8%.
Oh yes, they're hunting the Jersey Devil. You what? I'm a better shooter than you. I say.
Oh, and then they had the gun in
yeah.
the house.
What did you say? I'm a better shooter than you. I was a warrior. Just me and 200 guys having a good time. Go Flip Yourself. Dude, I love Go Flip Yourself
is a
so
great
much.
episode. Sklar Brothers.
The Sklar brothers. Freddie. Guillermo as a visitor from overseas. Oh,
His
yeah,
boyfriend.
when Freddie shows up.
Yeah. And falls in love with himself.
Because
So
freaking
stupid.
Nandor gets
So
involved.
stupid.
Sunrise, sunset. Baby Colin reaches that awkward age. That's so great. The awkward
Oh, yeah, that's when
teenager.
Nandor turns his wife into Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
He turns his wife into Freddie.
And then Freddie and Freddie fall in love.
And then
and
Freddie and Freddie
take
fall
off.
in love, take off.
The mall. When they
The
all go to
mall's
the
great.
mall.
I love that episode.
A night out with the guys.
Good
Nandor
one.
and Laszlo have a night out with Sean and his friends.
It's a good one.
So freaking funny.
That's when they get the cop car. They steal the cop car.
Yeah. Dude, I love the superb owl.
Superb owl.
Yeah, in the Brain Scramblers
Yeah.
episode. The superb owl.
The
Will he be
superb owl.
awake?
Yeah. It's so good.
Invited to a Super Bowl party.
It's funny because I've heard Super Bowl party a million times in my life.
Superb
and I've
owl.
never thought superb owl.
I know.
It's
that's
just
great.
so, like,
and they've got
it
their
goes to
little,
sh- it
they've
goes
got their
to sh-
little board.
Yeah, they're bored.
Superb
Yeah.
owl.
It just goes to show that like writers are really like the unsung heroes of TV shows.
Good writers are.
Good
yeah,
writers
for
are.
sure. Pride Parade. Help Sean host a Pride Parade.
That one's funny.
The campaign.
The campaign.
Dude, I love the campaign.
When Colin Robinson runs for
Office.
moderator, some moderator.
I'm gonna have to watch it again. I thought he was like head of town council or something he was running for.
I think it was like some sort of moderator, but I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Like it's got like a different word, orator.
Okay, you've got
It's all about the whoever runs all the finances of the town.
the treasurer. Your
But it's not
treasurer runs the
treasurer.
finances.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I have to
we'll
rewatch
watch it. We'll watch it.
Local news coverage of a local water main break. That's the one, dude. The water
Yeah,
main
the water
break
main break.
with the jalopy falling in
Yeah.
the sinkhole. Dude, I love that so much. Urgent care when Guillermo's
Oh,
injured.
and Guillermo's broken.
Dude, they try to put him. You have to put this one down.
Yeah, you got to put it down.
Yeah, so vampires and werewolves and everyone have their own special like doctors they go to,
Pediatricians, yeah.
and they take him to in there. They want to put him. They want to euthanize him. Hybrid creatures. Nadja gives back to her community. Laszlo's experiments have some unexpected results. Dude, Laszlo's
that's
experiments.
That's the animals.
The frogs and she.
Oh, so fun.
Daddy.
So fun. Daddy. Daddy.
The roast. A roast held in Laszlo's honor.
Oh, yeah, with the Baron.
Yep. A weekend at Morrigan Manor. The housemates are invited for a weekend away at the home of the mysterious, illustrious vampire. Do not remember that one.
That's the one where they have the hunting grounds of the humans, and all of everybody in the house gets captured, and then they get locked in the basement underneath, and it ends up being the guide is the one that captured all of them.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that
Okay.
one. Exit interview.
It's a good one. They trap them in a steel or in a silver cages, so they can't touch the
Dude,
bars.
yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. Exit interview. The vampire search for a missing Guillermo,
It's a great one.
and then we roll
That's
into
the last episode of the season, right?
Yep, and then we roll into season 6, baby. The return of Jerry. So they have a housemate we never knew about.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That
that's
they were
pretty
supposed to
good.
wake up in 1997,
It was
New Year's Eve,
New Year's Eve,
1997.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, Happy New Year,
Yeah.
and they're like, he said, what do you mean you let me sleep for another 30 years? Let's see. So Jerry, yeah, and I love that Colin Robinson was like, man, he was the best. He was my best friend. And he's like, hey, Carl. So it's Colin. He goes, that's what I said.
I forgot about that part about him. Like
He's so jazzed
Yes.
to wake up Jerry. He's
Yeah.
like, oh man, he was the best. We loved talking. He was always telling me stories and listening
yeah,
to
he was
my
my friend.
stories.
Yeah, he was my best
And
friend.
he was like,
He doesn't even remember who
Hey.
he was. Yeah, it's so funny.
because he calls him Carl and then something else
Calls him
later.
something Connor.
Connor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, Connor. And he was like, it's Colin.
It's
He goes,
Colin.
you didn't let me finish speaking.
Connor Lynn.
Connor Oh my goodness. Yeah, they all want to kill him.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna rewatch those 3 episodes
Dude.
tonight.
But Colin in the rascal
It's so funny.
with the crossbow.
Crossbow.
He's running away.
Yeah, and he runs into the coffin. Yeah,
Oh, damn it. That's so funny.
it is.
I love that every time they introduce a new character that's coming to the house, they're always pissed that they haven't taken over anything.
Yeah, yeah,
And what's great is we are now 6 years deep.
yeah.
Because the Baron was in season 1. And they're like, oh my God. And he's always got that moment he's pleasuring your special areas
Yeah.
and then gives
Right
you a
before
command.
climax. Yeah, and you're like,
What's it?
what?
A what? Come again? Yeah, so he would take over the new world. He says, no, he said take over North America. No, he didn't. Well, does North America include Canada? Who wants Canada?
Who the fuck wants Canada?
Yeah, they're very big in beaver trapping.
Beaver pelts.
Yeah, it's 200 years ago. They've moved on from that. Still. Does that include Mexico and Canada? Who the fuck wants
Who the
Canada?
fuck wants Canada?
So then now Jerry shows up and he's equally pissed that they've done nothing for the last 25 years.
Yeah,
Like it's taken over your street and part of Ashley Street. Still, freaking 5 years later into
Yeah.
the show, they haven't taken over any more houses.
yeah.
Like they don't care.
No,
Um,
they're too self-involved.
dude, it's so great.
Yeah,
And then he does get Laszlo back into inventing.
yeah,
Dr. Laszlo,
Dr.
I
Laszlo.
presume. He goes, you presume correct.
yeah.
He said, man, your creation, he's so lifelike. Headhunting. Guillermo gets a new job, and Colin helps Laszlo make a new friend.
Yeah.
So Colin's always wanted a best friend.
Yep.
So he very much gets involved.
He just wants a friend.
Dude, what's funny is he shits on everyone.
Yeah.
That's when he goes in to see Meg, and he's like, I'm going to practice this technique I've been hearing a lot about. Negging.
Yeah. And he's negging her. Congratulations, you're horny now.
Because when he said, hey, what's up, dipshit? Used to
Yeah.
be this
Hey,
hot
what's up,
chick.
dipshit?
Used to be this hot chick that used to work here. I think her
Named
name was
Meg?
Meg. And my name's Meg. Oh, it used to be a lot hotter last time I was here. And he's Nandor wearing his glasses.
Glasses, Can't see shit. Puts
Can't
on his
see shit.
glasses.
Yeah, what's up, dipshit?
What's up, dipshit? Yeah, it's so good. So good. Honestly, for the longest time, dipshit has been one of my favorite things to say to somebody. What's up, dipshit? So it's got such a good
Yeah.
to it.
My favorite thing to do is calling people Muppets.
Muppets.
Yeah. What's up, Muppet?
Troglodyte's a fun one too.
Troglodyte is fun. But I look like a troglodyte, so
I don't
it
think so.
resonates.
I don't think you look like a troglodyte. You're too clean.
Too clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my forehead doesn't go like this, like in this big old
Yeah.
square.
And you don't have a giant witch nose.
Yeah. Sleep hypnosis, dude. So that was
Sleep
the last
hypnosis
newest
was fun.
one. That's hilarious when they all just start screwing with each other while they're sleeping,
Yeah.
hypnotizing each other.
Yeah.
Because all because Colin misunderstood a conversation and thought that the house dynamics were changing
Yeah.
to where he was going to be kicked out. Which if they were going to kick him out, they'd have done it years ago.
Yeah.
Like they've got no interest in deal. They don't even want to talk about him, let alone take the energy to kick him out of their
Yeah,
house. Half the time they forget he lives there.
Yeah.
Hell, for a long time they didn't even know where he lived in the house.
Yeah.
They were looking for an area to like do something without Colin knowing about it, and then they accidentally walked into his room.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? This is my room. I'm relaxing.
Yeah. That was season 1,
Okay.
episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they close the door.
Yeah.
We'll go up to the. Yeah. He just lays back down. Because they're like, oh, we'll take him to the attic. We can't do it in the attic. The Stairmaster's
Stairmaster's in
there. And then they start arguing over who's gonna get the room under the stairs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're arguing. Oh, I'm gonna move the Stairmaster in there, and it's like you've got this giant house with
Yeah.
all these rooms that we've never explored.
And the basement is fucking massive
The
because they have the prison dungeon.
They've got the dungeon room, which is
Yeah.
huge.
Huge.
It's like that cage is like 20 by 20,
It's big.
and there's tons of room to walk around.
Yeah.
in. And let's not glaze over the fact that Colin is so cattle prod happy. It's unreal.
It's amazing.
He's like,
And shit happy.
"Zzz, zzz."
I'm gonna sift through this shit.
I'm gonna sift through your scat.
Stinky pickles. Calls them stinky
Yeah.
pickles.
Leave any stinky pickles in here for me.
He's like, is it mostly wet or some Lincoln logs in there for me?
But then he's playing the cattle prod. It's getting hot.
And then they take the batteries out of the cattle prod for him.
Yeah.
Well, Guillermo does. Guillermo
Yeah.
takes the batteries out of the cattle prod.
So you've got that room. You've got the hallway.
Should I
that
carry a cattle prod with me when I'm doing cosplay?
I don't think you'll ever get in.
Oh,
I
really?
mean, you'll have
Even
to
if
get like
it's
a
like,
tag on it and all that other
Oh,
crap. Yeah,
yeah.
it'd just be easier if you just go in there and you're just doing this a lot.
I was thinking about doing a coffee cup.
That would be funny. Just walking around,
Be
working hard,
to carry,
and
working
then
hard,
hit
working.
tons of people
Yeah.
as we're just walking by.
Working hard or hardly working?
Yeah, so TGIF, am I right?
TGIF.
And then so you'll have to like brush up on all of his little
Yeah.
office quips. My favorite part about the promotion is when he gets the promotion because he goes in the office and it's silence.
Yeah.
And he's just acting like the world's ending, like he just got fired. He's like, why? No, this can't be. He's just wording it. And he comes out and he goes, what's worse than I thought? I got a promotion.
Yeah.
Why does these things always happen to me?
It's going to get in the way of my housemates.
Yeah, it's going to get in the way of my time with my housemates. You know, my friends.
Yeah.
Nadja, Laszlo, Landor. And then he shows up and they were like, yeah, this stupid painting. We don't want this. They're
Yeah.
trying to figure out where to hang
The
a
Texas
painting.
Instrument Pro one. Take your self-portrait back. But it's of all of us.
It's like the only time. It's one of the few times he actually cares about
I
anybody.
know, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
all just shit on
Shit
the
on
Lord.
him. He's like, I'm pretty good with squares and finding places on walls if you guys need some help. Get out of here, Colin Robinson.
Oh, dude. So when he comes back and he just starts zapping him, and he's like, I don't even have to say anything anymore. Like, when did you grow hair? He's got a full head of hair. He's like flying everywhere he
Flying.
goes.
Oh, yeah, I can fly now.
It just like levitates through the house.
Yeah. Forgot something in my room.
Yeah, Seaman. You're gonna call me Seaman.
Seaman. No, because that sounds like semen.
I don't
We
care.
should have a sidebar. About what? About the nicknames.
Yeah, so
And they
he,
talk
he
themselves to death.
replicates himself.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, he replicates himself 2 more times,
Yeah.
and then he feeds off of the other 2.
Yeah.
They think he's dead. They threw
They
that
kill-
freaking painting in
And then
with
with
his
them, and
body.
then he's like, ah!
Just because they're tired of they hate that painting so much they threw it in with his body.
With the 3 bodies.
It's so
They buried
freaking
all
great.
3 of
Yeah,
them
they buried
together.
them together, just stacked them on top of each other. Oh, it show's so over the top and
It
good,
is.
man. I freaking love the show so much. Yeah, when they go to city council meeting, he's just doing this number.
Yeah.
I'm holding up a finger to indicate I need a second.
It's so fun.
Yeah, the Manhattan nightclub. Wesley Sykes.
Wesley Sykes.
Animal Control was hilarious too.
Animal Control's fun.
So your plan was to smuggle yourself in here as a dog with no thumbs to break me out of
Yeah.
here. I'm trying to control this cat to break me out of here. Like, now you're stuck in here too.
Yeah.
They released the wrong damn
Yeah.
bat. Dude, that's so freaking funny. Baron's Night Out. shots, 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 shots.
We drank Jack Blood.
We drank drug blood. The trial, citizen. I do love that in the trial they get every actor who's ever played a vampire to do a cameo
Yeah.
in it. Like Paul Rubens is still my favorite. So have you ever seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
A little bit.
The movie.
No.
So there was a movie before the show.
Okay.
And Paul Rubens plays like the head henchman vampire
Gotcha.
in that movie. It's hilarious. I've got it. You have to watch it.
Okay.
But it's the movie that like kicked off, and then a few years later they created the TV show that
Gotcha.
became like the biggest show on
It
the
was
planet.
huge. Yeah.
So Paul Rubens plays the
It was
vampire,
huge.
and he has the most epic death scene of any film.
Really?
He's like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, and it goes on for like 40 minutes, dude. It cuts to the end of the movie, halfway through the credits, and he's still laying there dying. Dude, it's so great. His character's fantastic, and he looks
This is
just
in the
like
movie?
that. This is in that
Okay.
movie. So it's Paul Rubens being Paul Rubens because that's Pee Wee
Yeah.
Herman. So, or what was he called in the Mystery Men? Silent but deadly. Did you never seen Mystery Men?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, I
Dude,
have.
it's so
It's been
good.
forever though. It's the one with
The
the guy that
shoveler.
bowls. Yeah.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah. Ben Stiller's in it.
But yeah, he's in that. But he leaves quiet farts, but he can like pinpoint accurate his
Yeah.
farts. It's silent but deadly. Paul Rubens is so great. But that character that they show him, like just say Paul,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got the big crazy red
Yeah.
coif. Like that's his character from,
Very cool.
and that's like the movie that kicked off a huge franchise.
yeah.
And then it kicked off Angel, and like Supernatural is probably a thing because Buffy was a big thing. So it's kind of the movie that like started them all.
Yeah.
But who else? It was Tilda Swinton, and what was she in as a vampire? I'm assuming like a Twilight thing.
Was it in Underworld?
No. I mean, was she in Twilight?
I don't think so.
Because I'm trying to think of why she was in it.
I've seen Twilight once, and it was like when
Have
they
you
first
seen
came out.
all of them?
I think so.
Because I can't think of a vampire she's played.
What's her name?
Tilda Swinton. She normally plays a dude. So you remember Constantine?
Yeah.
She plays Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like she plays a dude a lot in movies. She was also the crazy chick that does this in Snowpiercer.
Oh yeah.
With her stupid
Yep.
hand thing. With her big goofy glasses and fake teeth.
Only Lovers Left Alive.
She's a vampire in that?
Yep. And she plays the vampire that you see there.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking like she's in the Matrix.
Yeah. Right
And
there.
then you got Wesley Sykes.
Because that's the vampire she plays in the show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
her. I just had no. I know that they're all referencing different
Vampire
vampires
movies.
from different movies. Because like Wesley Snipes chimes in from Skype
Yeah.
with shitty internet.
it's a romance horror from 2013.
Okay, fair enough. I'd never heard of it.
Tom Hiddleston is in it.
Okay, interesting.
He plays the other vampire. There are two lovers.
That was Loki, right?
Yep.
Let's see what we do in the shadows. Vampire Council cast. Okay, yeah, maybe not the cast, but
I want to watch They Live so bad. I haven't seen it in forever. I want to watch
cameos.
it.
I love They Live.
So do I. It popped up in my recently viewed.
Mark Hamill. No. Here we go. The Vampire Council. She's flanked by the likes of Paul Rubens. It's a Paul Rubens.
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo from
Yeah.
For Dusk Till Dawn. Evan Rachel Wood. So, who's Evan Rachel Wood? EVAN. And then Rachel Wood as a vampire.
True Blood.
Really? Which one did she play?
I just found True Blood wiki.
No, fair enough. Like, I believe you. I just was curious which one she was. It's been a while since
Do
I've
you
watched
recognize her?
it. Vaguely. She looks vaguely familiar. So, yeah, Paul Rubens from freaking Buffy. Danny Trejo from Dust Till
Dust Till
Dawn.
Dawn.
Evan Rachel Wood from, I guess, True Blood. And then Wesley Snipes from Blade. And then the three main characters from the 2014 film.
Movie. Yeah.
So that was really fun, like little nod, because I didn't recognize who Tilda was supposed to be.
Okay.
I was like, "What the hell?"
I've never seen her vampire movie.
Me neither, but I've never intentionally watched a movie that she was headlining in. Like, I don't give a shit about her. I think she's kind of a weirdo because she very much wants to be a man. So it's just kind of a weird. She always plays one. She's a great actress. I just have never gone on my way. But Snowpiercer was awesome, and her character was so creepy.
Yeah. Snowpiercer was a lot of fun.
What was the? It's a. Was it the Darj? What the hell was the name of that movie?
Oh, released. Sorry, quick fact on They Live. It was released November 4th, 1988.
Okay.
I just thought it was fun.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if there was another date tied to that.
No.
If you're like, I was like, wait, it's not November 4th. We're getting really close.
We're
though.
getting really close.
We might have
to
to
the
watch it on the
anniversary.
4th.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
On the 4th, I'll pull it out.
Okay, cool.
So she was also in The French Dispatch. So I liked her character in The French Dispatch. And then Gabriel and Constantine, she was
Mhm.
really good at that. So, like, I think she's good when she's in something, but I've just never seen her and be like, I'm going to watch
I'm
that this
watching that,
weekend.
Yeah.
Even that other one doesn't seem all that fascinating to me.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't even remember what the hell you said it was called.
Something about lovers. I forgot too.
Midnight Lover. Yeah, I don't know.
Only lovers left alive.
Sure, I'll forget in 5 minutes. But anyways, dude, yeah, What We Do in the Shadows.
Come on, Randy. It's a romance horror.
Okay, I believe you. I'm trying to think of a romance horror that I think was good.
I don't know if I know any romance horrors.
Scream.
Is that considered a romance?
Fuck no.
Okay.
All I could think of was her and her boyfriend trying to get in her pants the whole movie. And
Yeah.
he finally did.
Yeah, he finally did.
It's very romantic.
Very romantic.
And then he
And then
tried to kill
and
her.
then he tried to kill her.
Dude, so romantic.
It's 'cause
Sounds
of-
like my marriage.
Don't blame the movies. Don't blame the movie, Sid.
And they have been like leaking the hell out of the fact that he's still alive. I'm getting woozy here.
Really?
Yeah, they've been like I haven't read any articles, but I've seen so many little like headlines and stuff, even with him, Matthew Lillard,
Mm.
making comments about him still being alive. Like they
Yeah.
reference it in the last Scream, with the TV. You know, when they mention the TV, they're like, yeah, if he's dead or whatever. So yeah, he's clearly alive somewhere.
In the universe.
And they're going to, I think because number 7, they're going to be bringing back Sid.
Okay.
She's going to be the main. They just offed the other 2 people. Like they're not going to be the highlights of the.
Yeah.
It's all going to come back to Sid. Which I enjoyed the movies. I mean, I love all of them, as I say, and every time it comes up. But there were some weak points to the last one. There were some really good moments. We definitely got the goriest kill ever
Mm.
in the last one with the dude in the fridge. But like there were some, I mean, you're onto the cop the whole time.
Mm.
Like they never even try to hide that. And then the red herring, with it not being a red herring, was kind of cheap. So, I mean, I still love the movie, but it's kind of weird that we're only 2 stories in to these characters, the core 4, and because the last one, I guess, bothered people enough
Mm.
that the next one's going to be Sid as the main character again. which is going to be cool. Like, I'm stoked for that, but I'm one of those people that never wanted all the core people to get killed. I'm still really pissed that Dewey's dead. Like, I'm never not going to be pissed about that, because now they're going to still have Courtney Cox is still going to be alive, because they were like, oh, she made it. And then the dumbest thing was that the black dude made it when he got knifed up by both kids. He's just like in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And they're both just stabbing the crap out of him. And then they bring him out and he's talking. It's like, yeah, never mind all the blood loss and all the internal organs that were just pierced. Like, they for sure got a lung. They for sure tore up his intestines.
Yeah.
Like, the dude got stabbed like 8 times from 2 different people from several different angles. But he's alive. And then
Yeah.
that itsy bitsy
It's a
person
reach.
took out Dewey. Like, get the hell out of here. I know some people are cool with, like, everyone's fair game, kill off all the main characters and stuff. I'm afraid of the route we've been taking. They're going to kill Sid finally.
Yeah.
And that's going to piss me off.
Yeah.
Like, she's the ultimate Scream Queen, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Just in my opinion, she's the ultimate Scream Queen. You shouldn't be able to kill her.
Yeah.
Yep, knife her up, cut her up, whatever. Put her in some really crappy
Shoot her.
situations. Yeah, whatever. Like, but no, she can't die.
Yeah.
Like,
She did get shot.
She did, and she's been stabbed.
Yep.
But she gets to live, and I'm still really pissed that they killed Dewey because they made it cheap.
You really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Leach put it really well. That if she had died, and then that made Dewey the alcoholic, instead of them just not working out their differences, splitting up, and then he stays in town, and it just goes back, he just becomes a full tilt alcoholic. It would have made more sense if his wife died in that movie. What was it 5? It would have made more sense for her to die, and then for him, or in 4, and then for him to come back as just the full tilt alcoholic. So in number 4, Dewey shouldn't have died. Courtney Cox should have died.
Yeah.
And then pick up to him being just full tilt alcoholic, and then have him be the one getting knifed up and still surviving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gail Weathers should have gone before Dewey. But that's just me.
I'm with you.
I'm just still really pissed that he's gone. But then
Yeah.
you're supposed to care about these core 4. To hell with those core 4.
Yeah.
Let her die. Like, let all of them die. I don't care. Like, it was an interesting take having her be Billy's daughter, and they could have made that a fun twist where she was the killer.
Mm-hmm.
To where, like, if they would have done a 3rd movie with them, I think the perfect twist would have been to have her actually be the killer, or be one of the killers. To where she just finally snapped all that Billy blood in her, and made her, because she kind of went there a little bit when she kept seeing him in the reflections, and she's like, she winds up with his mask and his knife to finally off the cop. It's like, yeah, it would have made more sense if, because of that, because now she's killed that entire family. She's technically now a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in self-defense, but she did take out 3 siblings and a dad,
Yeah.
and she's cool with it. Like, and her sister's cool with it. I think it'd been an interesting way to twist things around. We'll never see it, but that'd have been an interesting twist to somehow, like, really deep dive it to where you never suspect her. Like, if she's off frame, it's not because you think she's the killer, it's because she's somewhere else or whatever, and then have her wind up being the killer. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring back Sid as the main character and then still have her, and then now Matthew Lillard's character be the 2 killers working together.
Yeah.
So kind of circle all the way back to the first one and have it be one of the original killers with the other original killer's daughter being the 2 killers. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the route they take.
That'd be cool.
I think it'd be cool just to kind of bring it full
Yeah.
circle and then just end it, and then do a re-kick and just start the Scream franchise over again with new characters, if that's what they're going to do. I mean, you've already gotten to the point where most of the key characters are gone.
Yeah.
Might as well just restart like they tried to do with 5, and it just kind of didn't hit the same, I guess.
Yeah.
I liked it, but some of it was a little disappointing. But I thought it was good. Anyways, what we do in the shadows, man. It's so good.
It is.
It is now late. I think I'm going to go to bed.
Okay.
I have to do a bunch of inventory on all my stuff tomorrow for work.
On your truck?
Yeah. Year end, buddy. And I've got...
Do you have to do it at the house or do you have to do it in the office?
I gotta do it at the office.
That sucks.
Yep, it's gonna suck. Well, no, it's normally not that bad because I keep I'm pretty OCD about all my gear,
Yeah.
so I've got it all. But there's there's always a bunch of parts that they're like, oh, hey, do you have my paperwork shows you have a bunch of this, and then I have to find it.
Yeah.
And on a service truck, it's kind of hard to find all of the parts you've got.
Yeah.
So I have most of it like squared away, but then I have to go out of town for a couple hours to check out some other stuff, depending on how tomorrow goes. So be an interesting day.
Yeah. Sounds like
A
it.
bunch of inside baseball that no one cares about, but yeah, it's already late, and I just probably go to sleep so I can deal with all the information my boss wants. And my boss watches these too now, I think. So,
Oh, really?
Sup, dog? He's supposed to be on here at some point.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was a pro baseball player, so he needs to
Yeah,
come
you
on
told
and
me
tell
about
some
that.
stories. So get your lazy ass over here, Dennis. Ya bum. So, anyways, I'm not wearing hockey pads. From Tucson, Arizona, I'm Randy.
I'm Colin Robinson.
Goodbye. Bat.